The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about.
Yes, speaking his mind.
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
While being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, beautiful people. It is Tuesday, 2/22/22, and we are officially back! Yeah! Can't thank you enough for joining us. We had a week off, a week vacation. To be honest, it was way too long. It was far too long. We were all getting antsy to get back on front of these microphones and start chit-chatting on the internet. I think it was 2-3 days we got away and had excitement and enjoyed ourselves, and I might be just speaking for myself. Hawaii was beautiful. The people over there are amazing. Got to witness some cool stuff. Shut the brain off for a little bit. Should have stayed off Twitter longer, Got on Twitter. Donated to a GoFundMe, got off Twitter, came back, I was supporting a racist. Put out a tweet. Hey, I was just fucking staring at the ocean for 2 hours. All right, I thought somebody broke their spine. I am so sorry. Obviously, don't support that. Wasn't that long ago, 2013, this stuff was coming out and all that whole thing. I obviously don't support that. Hey, we're all in this thing together. People were telling me I was a racist supporter, a racist human being. Whoa. Unless you take, because they screenshot the GoFundMe account for this lady. Our name was right there at the top.
Okay.
It was right there at the top because whenever I got on the Twitter during the break and I seen that a lady broke her spine at the Super Bowl parade, as somebody who is part of the NFL's media, we think, and the Super Bowl is supposed to be the best amount of time, a lady breaking her spine at that event, it's kind of a bummer.
Yeah, a little bit.
Kind of a bummer. Felt terrible. I was like, all right, hey, CFO Phil, how you doing? Could you just complete the however much money they need to get the thing there, and then we'll just drift away. Didn't tweet about it. Wasn't going to tweet about it. Actually put the phone down, hung out with the wife in Hawaii for a couple hours, came back. Oh my God, I'm the worst human of all time. Okay, I supported a super racist person because some terrible tweets were brought up from this lady in the past of 2013. So then I put out a tweet. People were telling me, get your money back or you're going to continue to support this thing. I put out an entire tweet. I'm like, I'm not sure you can ask for a refund from a GoFundMe. Not 100%, but we're all in this thing together. Let's kind of move on. Boom, now I'm a scumbag, okay? Now I'm a scumbag pussy who bowed down to the woke mob. So I was called a racist supporter and a scumbag in one situation when I don't know if anybody else gave $5,000. I heard Stafford's going to do it, and I lost $5,000 in the entire thing. Yeah. So that was, I should have stayed off Twitter a little bit. Hope everybody's okay. Hope nobody says anything that pisses anybody off ever again for the rest of the time, because we're in a society now, if we know what makes people's lives terrible, let's not say it. Everybody's young though, goes through some growing things. How do we, whatever, should have stayed off my phone longer, had a great break, excited to be back amongst the boys here. And today is a day that kicks off the 2022 NFL season officially for this show. Franchise tags can be made starting today. We will have a massive guest 1 hour from now. And I never gave the name away of the guest that was coming on 1 hour from now, but the internet had it trending last night because of an Instagram. Aaron Rodgers will join us in 1 hour. Aaron Rodgers will obviously come on to chit chat. What's he chatting about? We don't know. A lot of people are assuming he'll be making his big announcement, his decision on what his future is. I'd like to let everybody know. I'm not 100% sure that's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen, but I do know he'll be here in about 59 minutes.
Here we go. Okay.
Just turned to 12:06. That's right. Great to have that clock back because at Super Bowl Radio Row, we had no clock.
That's right.
So just kind of just talking into nowhere, but it is beautiful to be back. And we can't thank you enough for joining us here at youtube.com/The Pat McAfee Show. Gained about 15 pounds last week.
Happens.
Now diet starts.
Yeah, here we go. Right.
Now diet starts. Now the
Okay,
off-season
let's
diet
go. Here we
starts.
go,
Let's
boys.
get after
Let's
it.
go, boys.
Okay, we're getting yoked.
Get yoked. Get shredded.
for next year.
Toxic Table is here, as is Tone Diggs, but at Ty Schmidt, at Boston Connor. Great to see you, boys. I missed you guys.
Hey, missed you too. Like you said, I mean, you're gone for a week, but when you're on your phone nonstop, it really does feel like we were gone for like 3 months.
Eternity!
It really does. I didn't leave until Thursday to where I was going. Those first 3 days, at like 11 a.m., I was just like, Jesus, I'm so fucking bored. Like, what? This is insane. So it is very good to be back.
100% real. Right now it is 6:06 a.m. in the Hawaiian time, where my schedule is currently residing. So it's a little early, trying to come up out of this thing. But every day around this time, I was like, my body.
Yeah.
It was a completely different time because I was in Hawaii, but the body was getting antsy. I missed this. I think that is what I learned most after the last week. Like, I fucking love doing this show.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like we missed so much. At Boston Connor, I missed your stupidity, dude. Massively.
Well, I missed you, Pat, and don't worry, I got so much dumber over vacation. So we have a lot of dumb to fill up still. Vacation was nice, but like you said, on the internet, when you're on it every day and then you take a week off, it's like 2 months, 3 months on the internet, and how much stuff you miss. And like 55 people got canceled and then uncanceled. It's like, it's so hard to keep up sometimes.
The classic, well, I'll tell you what, especially if you're in for an hour and then you're out for 2 hours.
That's right.
I was just, and Aaron's joined us in an hour. I mean, it was a similar situation to the air. I was getting attacked by both. I was the enemy for both sides at one point.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. I'm like, I'm on vacation.
I'm trying to be a good guy.
And my wife, I'm trying to be a good guy. I'm so sorry. I don't know what to do here. But my wife was like, put the fucking phone down. And I was like, all right, you know what, I will. Yeah. But I've always said this in a cliche manner because we work on the internet, but every day is a week. Yes. Every week is a month. Every month is a year. And that sounds so cliche, but it's so real. If you're not on the internet, you have no idea what's going on. You could miss 2-3 days and completely miss something.
Yeah.
That has happened, was huge, and is gone. So I feel like I had to do a lot of catching up. Last night on my phone, I was trying to figure out what was going on in the world. At Tone Diggs, obviously massive Steelers fan. New chain on the kid over there.
New season,
He's got a... You look so cool.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, no
That's
problem.
the drip, dude.
Hey, good tan, by the way.
Thank you.
But you got this new Steelers pendant.
Yeah.
And you look so clean, iced
sweet.
out over there. Very Italian. Brian Flores, now coach with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Also pretty sweet.
So this is big deal. This is big news because anytime you sue the NFL, normally it ends up bad for you.
Yeah.
And your relationship with the NFL. That's just kind of been status quo. It is, 30 billionaires, 31 owners. We're just, I guess, calling Davis not a billionaire. That's what everybody says. No. Anytime I say it's 31 billionaires and then a publicly owned team, they're all like, Al Davis ain't a billionaire. It's like, well, the IRS is currently investigating all of that, I think. But whatever the case, it is run by a small group of people. Now, it is a global conglomerate, but there is a few movers and shakers. And they have, in the past, potentially held some spite against some people. You sue us. Now, publicly, they can't say that because that would be wrong, and you're not allowed to do that legally. But they have normally, in situations like this, when you sue the NFL, all right, we ain't doing business together anymore. Brian Flores gets hired by Mike Tomlin. He's senior assistant, I believe, on the defensive side and linebackers coach. Everybody that's ever played for this dude says, good coach, guy's a great coach. Just as a head coach, he wasn't able to relate for whatever reason. Now he's saying the owner was telling him to lose, which could have caused the entire thing. But Mike Tomlin giving him an opportunity here is something I did not think was going to happen for at least a couple years. Good on him, and I think the Steelers just got better at Tone Diggs, which makes your chain look even nicer on this glorious Tuesday.
Yeah, it seems like all the players love the move. We were talking about earlier today. Anytime you add a head coach to your staff, that's always awesome. Connor reminded me that Kyle Van Noy said, hey, Flores as a linebackers coach was fucking awesome. As a head coach, whatever. But he's going to be a linebackers coach there. So you got him, Terrell Austin, who remarkably somehow got the Lions to number 3 defense when he was defensive coordinator there, and Tomlin, plus those boys. I mean, the defensive unit is going to be awesome now. The quarterback position is a question mark. But
yeah, Mason Rudolph's going to be your starting quarterback.
That's right.
No. That's why they drafted him, kept him around. Kevin Colbert's going to do his thing. But let's stay in the AFC North because other shit's popping off in the AFC North as well. Jarvis Landry is basically tweeting, hey, I've given my all to this franchise. Came back and played hurt, actually. Very hurt. Didn't say a single word. Was very positive. Reality behind all this is I came back to play in the best shape of my life. I got hurt week 2 with a high-grade MCL sprain. Terrible. Partial quad tear.
Jesus.
Terrible. And a bone bruise, which probably hurts
very painful
more than all these things. Then came back way too early and ended up staying hurt the entire season. You never heard me mention anything about it. Okay? No. Never heard me mention. Also, my media availability didn't happen because I was focused on getting on the field as healthy as possible during the week and after games. A strategic plan was set in place to be followed. I put the ball in Cleveland court by telling them I would like to stay, but if not, then I put the ball in Cleveland court by telling them I would like to stay, but if not, then interesting.
Yeah.
I did notice that immediately upon
too.
reading.
Yeah, you got to cut
Because he copied and pasted. He wrote this in the notes section. Copy, pasted, put it in there. Didn't remember when the last, because he didn't thread this. He tweeted them out as individual ones. As it was uploading, probably was trying to copy, paste into the next one. Didn't remember which line he was in. Very common mistake, but Twitter has helped that with the threading of things.
Oh, yeah.
Easier.
But Jarvis too focused on getting back healthy. He doesn't know fucking Twitter.
That's right.
True. He don't know. Anyways, I would like to stay, but if not, then I'm confident enough in myself to be a better, healthy me this year and moving forward to helping do my part in winning a championship elsewhere.
Whoa!
Holy shit! So Jarvis Landry just saw Odell Beckham Sr. do what he just did for Odell Beckham Jr., get Odell Beckham Jr. to Los Angeles, which a lot of people comparing cities, Los Angeles, Cleveland, would say things about the weather. Listen, we're in LA.
Yeah, for a while.
A lot of poop on those streets.
Oh,
A
yeah.
lot of bums drinking bleach.
You saw one bum drinking.
Yeah,
bleach.
nah,
You guys-
It's
And
one
it was
more
out of
than
the
I've
bottle.
ever seen.
It wasn't necessarily bleach.
Right.
Wow.
Okay, and I've been at a party where they put moonshine in a bleach bottle,
Right.
and that you really got to roll the dice because that shit can make you go blind, and it's your fault. You're drinking out of a bleach bottle, but sometimes you got to live a little bit and experience that. Whatever the case, Los Angeles to Cleveland. Jarvis just saw OBS get OBJ to LA, not just to Los Angeles, a city in which he has a home and everything like that, but also he won a fucking Super Bowl,
Yeah.
caught a touchdown in the Super Bowl. Jarvis Landry actually said in a press conference before the Super Bowl, like, hey, OBJ, I want to let you know, very proud of you. That whole moment happened. So you can't think that Jarvis Landry didn't see what just happened right in front of his eyes to one of his best friends, knowing that he has, Jarvis is a dog.
Oh yeah.
Very good.
Hey, Jarvis is a fucking player now. Jarvis is a fucking player.
Leader.
So everybody's talking about quarterbacks seeing like Peyton leaves. Well, he got cut. Peyton leaves, goes somewhere else, gets the keys to the city, wins the Super Bowl. Tom Brady leaves, gets a key to the city, wins the Super Bowl. Matthew Stafford leaves, gets keys to the city, wins the Super Bowl. Now Jarvis sees Odell Beckham Jr. leave, goes to Los Angeles in a pass-friendly offense, gets a Super Bowl. So you got to think that all of these situations that are happening are going to happen, continue to happen for high-profile players. A lot of people are saying, look at Jarvis Landry trying to force his way out. Then Cleveland Browns fans are saying, all we need to know is what his salary cap hit is next year. That'll get him out of fucking town enough or whatever, because I guess he's getting paid a lot of money. So there's probably some Browns fans that are turning on Jarvis because of these tweets or whatever the case. But this is not the only one
No.
that is going to do this type of thing. The NFL is about to become an interesting place. This offseason is about to become a magical one because I think a lot of people are seeing people take control of their own destiny and having success. And people have talked about this for a long, long time. It just feels like we're on the precipice of it all right now.
Yeah, and everybody's going to want Jarvis Landry. Like, when Gumpy and I were driving in today, Gumpy was like, man, he can come back to Miami. We'd love him there. I was like,
Yeah, he come to the Colts.
Yeah, he can come to the Colts. He can come to the Patriots. We'd love him there. Tony said
Packers would
earlier.
love him.
Yeah, Packers
Would
would
love
Tony
him
said
in- love him in Pittsburgh.
would be perfect in Pittsburgh because he's a veteran wide receiver. Like, Jarvis is one of those guys. You want him on your team, especially because he is a leader. Like, in Hard Knocks, when he's giving that speech to the wide receiver room about, like,
Yes.
winning in Cleveland, it's like, man, that is a guy you would want in your locker room.
Yeah, pillar piece.
Yeah, exactly.
But now the pillar piece seems like has seen other buildings being built and said, whoa, whoa, whoa. It seems like the pillars in other buildings are a little bit more successful.
Yeah.
Stay a little
Browns
taller.
didn't even make the playoffs.
No.
No, yeah.
Super Bowl expectations.
Think about that. Now, the Browns in the dog pound had a much more enjoyable offseason last offseason than they're going to have this offseason.
Big time.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if this is how day one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Day
one.
one. This is day one of the franchise tag season. For us, day one of the 2022 NFL season. Jarvis Landry's putting these tweets out. Is this leverage for a better negotiation? Is this leverage for, maybe the ball? I don't know what the hell it could be. Or is this Jarvis Landry saying, hey, I'm okay going somewhere else because I just saw Odell Beckham Jr. does that? If that team leaves, okay, Odell's gone, Jarvis is gone. They still got a great offensive line.
Yeah.
Still got two amazing running backs. They still have that defense that is stacked and packed to the gills, but they have a quarterback issue that seems to be causing all their offensive problems. And there's no reason to believe that they're going to move on from Baker, especially when Baker played through a broken humerus, torn thingy, and another thingy, and was being handcuffed by the sling even though they'd have him throw it 50 to 60 times a game. And it's just a fascinating situation in Cleveland.
Baker's definitely got 1 year. The financials for Jarvis, he's due $16.4 million. If they release or trade him, he's only 1.5 against their cap.
Jeez Louise. So he's getting traded. Come on to the Colts, pal. You know who else is going to potentially be on the move?
Who's that?
Guy we're talking to in less than an hour.
Aaron Rodgers.
He's definitely gone.
What do you know, Ty? Everybody's saying that Instagram post last night. Let's go ahead and run through that. Everybody's talking about how cryptic the post was because he did post a picture of him not on the field amongst his brothers.
What?
Aaron Rodgers posts, here's some hashtag Monday Night Gratitude. Classic MNG, dude.
That's right.
Of course.
And remember, a lot of this book club that he had here, a lot of gratitude.
A lot of gratitude
A
in there.
lot of reflection.
That's right.
A lot of like looking within and being thankful for what you have and not wishing for what you don't have. You are the universe. Don't worry about the rest of the fucking universe.
Bingo.
That's actually a book in this whole thing. This has been the hippie Aaron Rodgers that everybody has come to judge immensely.
Absolutely.
As of late. Doing a Monday Night Gratitude for some of the incredibly special people in his life with some pictures from the last beautiful year.
Okay.
Oh, very nice.
At Shailene Woodley, who we heard a lot of news about during the break.
Yes, we did.
Unfortunately.
That was all over the tabloids.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Everywhere.
yeah. I think it's only going to continue to heat up.
We're a big love.
We love.
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 Shailene Woodley, thanks for letting me chase after you the first couple months after we met and finally let me catch up to you to be a part of your life. Thanks for always having my back, for the incredible kindness you show me and everyone you meet, and for showing me what unconditional love looks like. I love you, and I'm grateful for you. To the men I get to share the quarterback room with every day, Matt, Nathaniel, Luke, Jordan Love, and Kurt Benkert. You guys made every day so much fun, and I'm so thankful for the daily laughs and stress relief you brought me every week of the year. I love you guys. To the Friday crew, I just assume Friday nights normally when people go on dates in the NFL. It's when you go out to eat or something like that. Friday night is normally a thing. Cobb, Frankie, and Bakhtiari. I loved every moment we got to spend. I don't want to mispronounce it.
Fair. I believe it's Ada.
Cobb,
Ida.
I believe it's Ada. I could be wrong.
100% sure,
No, definitely
percentages.
not.
Let's go to percentages.
I'd say I'm like 73% sure it's Ada.
Okay, so at Ada Cobb, at our Ida. It might be Ida.
In my defense, my eyes are very bad, so I don't know what letter.
Oh, so you hadn't even heard this.
No. That's just that's how I would pronounce it.
Okay, all right. Anyways, Ada, Randall, Frankie Shebby. Awesome.
I think you nailed that one.
Frankie Shebby.
And David Bakhtiari. I loved every moment we got to spend together this year. Your love and support was overwhelming, and I cherish the friendships I have with each of you. To my teammates, past and current, you are the icing on the beautiful cake we call our job, football. The friendships that we have transcend our collective time in this game, and I'm so thankful for the role that each of you have played in making my life much better. I love you guys and cherish the memories we've made. To everyone else, spread love and gratitude, you beautiful people, and read a book once in a while too while you're at it. Love and peace, Aaron Rodgers.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Read a book.
That was awesome.
Everybody's saying this cryptic ass message with the photos he put on. Let's go to the photos real quick. The first one there is, gratitude is like wine for the soul. Get drunk on it. The last photo is what's causing all the conversation. Because Devontae Adams and Randall Cobb are standing there on the sideline of the game against the Kansas City Chiefs.
That's right.
Kansas City Chiefs game was when Jordan Love started. And why did he choose to post this photo where he is clearly not in it? Is this saying he's done? He's leaving? He's done with the fucking Packers? That Monday Night Gratitude was actually a spiteful speech. That's why he posted this photo saying he hates what the Packers have done and he missed the maybe he's saying thanks to Devontae and Randall Cobb for leaving a spot for him when he wasn't allowed to play or whatever.
Maybe.
That makes sense.
Maybe this was just a genuine hey, thank you for last year, everybody.
Yeah, love you guys.
Hey, listen.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
We'll ask him 45 minutes.
Have to. Because maybe it's also like, hey, good luck next year because I won't be standing there with you guys. It's a little prequel of what it's going to look like.
Or maybe it's, hey, see you to the NFL, past and present teammates. I ain't ever having any more teammates. I'm retired. And is that even something he's talking about today with us? We have no fucking idea.
Was there a background on that first quote picture? Like, was there mountains or anything?
It was beach, I think.
Oh.
Clouds, water.
That's like Green Bay in the winter a little bit.
No, I don't think so. That mountain's big.
That looks like the mountain from Mooring Show. You know where?
Yeah.
Italy out there. in Italy,
Lake
out there in
Como.
Italy, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't.
Gratitude is the one for the soul. Go on, get drunk. All right, you said it. It is great.
Yeah.
Why don't you get drunk on a little gratitude?
I get drunk on gratitude every single day, Pat.
We have Ian. Do you really?
Yeah, every single day.
Boozed up on gratitude?
Boozed up on gratitude. Someone say I could be a gratitude, alcoholic at times.
Really?
Yeah, I don't want. I tried to merge those two words together. My brain almost stopped. So,
dude, well, you got dumber. You said during break.
oh my God, so
See,
dumb.
the thing that
He
I
also
picked-
borrowed some clothes from his homeless people. He was
Right.
I bought these clothes, Nick. I didn't borrow them. Okay.
By the way,
And it was from
LA's a
homeless
big
guy.
in Goodwill for $4 one week, $50, $60, $100 the next week.
Oh,
Yes.
Love a good. What's that called? Thrift shop.
Yeah,
Thrift shop.
150 thrift stores within a mile and a half of where
really
we
was.
stayed.
And they were all incredibly priced. You could get
Yeah.
that hoodie right there. I don't know, 150, $200.
Nothing.
Nothing. Now, granted, literally, that thing was potentially in Goodwill.
Yeah.
But that's style, baby.
That's right.
At Nick Moraldo had some big news during the break since first time he talked.
What was
Congrats,
that?
Nick.
Hey, congrats, Nick.
Thank you.
Dude.
Thank you, boys. Appreciate it.
Because we do love.
Yes.
That's right.
And Nick got engaged in Hawaii.
Storybook.
Throwing up the shotgun, gonna get married. Congrats, dude. That's awesome.
Appreciate it. Big moment. And it was awesome. Hawaii was amazing. Beautiful. Can't say enough good things about it.
Yeah,
It's just
good
incredible.
culture. The culture is amazing over there. Very comfortable. The amount of gabagool at this wedding. I think you're bringing Northern Pittsburgh Italians and then East Hill Italians together.
All of them. And you better tread lightly, my friend.
No, they seen my 23andMe, those motherfuckers, when I walk. Imagine what I'm going to wear to that wedding.
You should bring your 23andMe card, like a vaccine card, to the wedding, just to.
By the way, need that in Hawaii a couple different times. Had to show that entire thing, do that. And it was.
I could do what I'm doing.
Hey, listen, 23andMe, do it right here. Look, see that circle on the shoe? Boom. Bang, that's 0.01%, pal. How you doing? Keep it moving. Now, with that being said, where's the fucking gabagool?
Wear it as a chain, maybe.
Congrats.
Thank you. We'll make sure there's plenty of gabagool. You won't need to ask.
Well, listen, I understand. I appreciate that. Is something that us Italians are good at. But congratulations.
Hey, baby, Nick.
Don't forget your Irish heritage, too. Have some
At
fun.
Viva Lazito's back there. Obviously, Foxy's back there. Bubba Gumpino. I missed all you fine gentlemen.
Missed you, Pat.
Missed you guys. No, we missed each other, I think. This is something that we're very fortunate, I think, to have a cool job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I might be speaking for everybody else, but I miss coming in here. I enjoyed my time with my wife.
That was my thoughts last night, though. I'm like, yeah, most people come back from vacation very miserable. I was juiced to
Yeah.
get in
I was
here.
pumped to get in here.
I was very excited to
And
see
then you
you
got
guys.
Aaron posting those cryptic photos.
Yes.
Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you.
How about I said we got a big guest locked and loaded. And last night, as Aaron posts his thing, everybody's like, Aaron's going on Pat McAfee Show tomorrow.
Yeah.
He's going to follow up with this. And then I think Gunther Kuntz got something tomorrow.
Yeah, he's got his
a press
press
conference
Yep.
3 o'clock. This is all unfolding. This is all happening right in front of our eyes. It's like, all right, I'm happy everybody else knows what's going on. I don't think I fully do yet, but hey,
Goonsy's on the show more?
no, he's on
Nah,
three
His own
o'clock
press.
Yeah.
There were some awesome memes about him coming last night on the internet about him coming on today, which popped me pretty good. A couple of them.
Me too. I was just like, did we say that he's coming on the show?
No.
No.
I don't think we ever did. Everybody just kind of assumed. Oh, Aaron's-
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
2-2-2-2.
Palindrome day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why does that have to do with Aaron?
Just 'cause
Well,
he's kind of a
it's
palindrome.
very rare.
Apparently,
you
it's a
know?
lucky day.
Exactly.
But the last time I said a big guess, it was fucking Brock Lesnar.
True.
Yeah.
Brock,
True.
the headphones are still up in the rafters, by the way. Hang them in the rafters, dude. I don't know how they fit on that Holstein bull head, but they are now in the rafters. What a moment.
A lot of people loving Brock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people loving
of
Brock
people.
after that interview.
By the way, that thing did very well. I mean, it didn't do as good as the Aaron Rodgers Friday, where he stopped by with his report and his pitch deck.
Oh, sure.
True.
You know, that's that one.
Well, that one.
Won
One
big.
on one.
That one won big.
I mean, if Brock would talk about
Brock did very well on the internet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he broke the table within 10 seconds of being
Then he put it back together.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Then he put it back together. Well, it's still broken. I guess it is still shredded apart, but he was able to balance it together.
Yes.
Very thankful Brock came on.
Oh,
show.
yeah.
it was
It was incredible.
And the Brock Lesnar blend is unfucking.
The greatest. That's right.
Get it, bearded butchers.
Great for us to get yoked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we need it.
You're getting shredded.
Yeah, people don't believe it. Look at this. This is the fast you're going to see me for some time.
That's right.
Same.
Hell yeah.
Summer's around the corner.
It is, isn't it?
It is
Right around the corner. And then football's right around that corner.
Spring is sprung, basically.
Joining us now, let's get back into some conversation. And we did delay a little bit, so because I have a lot of questions for this person.
Sure.
Oh, I have to.
While we're on an island, doing our things. This man was doing one thing, trying to get to the bottom of every single story. A guy who never sleeps, a man who knows everything happening within the NFL. Normally, he's the host of the weekly wrap-up with Rap Sheet and Friends, us being friends, him being Rap Sheet. Now it's just, what the fuck did we miss wrap-up with NFL.com and NFL Insider, Ian Rappaport. Wow!
What?
What's going on, dude? Where are you?
Okay, so I am currently in Vermont. I am about to embark on a ski trip, which is what families do in the Northeast. So all that like hard work I did on the bunny hills and on the, the thing where you kind of put your skis in and it rides you up to the top of, not the top of the hill, but like the low level. All my ski lessons are about to pay off because my real audience, which is my children, are about to see me ski in about 30 to 35 minutes. So it's going to be pretty exciting.
Hey, good luck out there.
All
that hard work.
Yeah.
Wear a helmet.
Yeah, all that pizza, okay?
Oh,
all that side sliding.
Yeah, French fries.
All those knee pad wearing days.
Oh, yeah.
And those elbow pad days. And, those big glasses sitting on top of the helmet because you can't see it because it's so foggy because you're sweating your ass off because you're nervous as hell. All those days on the Bunny Hill are going to pay off right now in Vermont. Congratulations.
Here we go, Rap Sheet.
Pretty excited. Yep. It's going to be great.
So Vermont is like where all you yups in the Northeast just go. Like I feel like I see a lot of people post on Instagram like, hey, Vermont, like another day. I had no idea that is the place to go up there, huh?
Yeah, there's a couple different spots. It's a little, for us, 3.5 hour drive. Get on up here, stay like 4 days. So it's either this, go to Vermont, or you go to like, oh gosh, who's that guy? That's me. What?
You're freezing up. You're like
did I
freezing.
freeze? Is that what it was?
Yeah, so we're put a photo up. Like 2022 season is starting in a savage fashion in the back. They picked the worst photo of you that they've ever seen. Sorry about that. But anyways, yeah, Vermont's the place.
No, it's actually a great photo. Anyway, so it's either that or you go out west, and I'm not as hardcore about west, so this is where we go, and then we'll see how I end up doing.
Okay, so like Bernie Sanders lives right back there, right? That's Vermont?
Yeah,
right?
he's over there.
Stone's throw.
Yep, Stone's
Live
throw.
free or die.
No, that's Rhode Island. I
Yeah,
thought.
no, New Hampshire.
New
Yeah,
Hampshire.
And Liz Warren is up in New Hampshire, I believe.
Okay, well, I don't know if we need to just start.
I thought we were just
Well,
rattling off who lives.
I'm trying to just name things that I know in Vermont.
yeah.
Essex Junction's over there. I think my cousins grew up there, man. Bernie's there. I mean, I know all about Vermont. Enjoy yourself. Let's get to what we have you on here for before you make an ass of yourself in front of your kids. The NFL right now, very much alive, very much happening. Franchise tags start today. You're on a ski vacation. Are you assuming nothing's going to go on? So, like, Jarvis Landry puts out those tweets. Is that going to happen? Is anybody getting tagged today? Is Aaron Rodgers going to tell us what's going on here in 30 minutes? Like, what do you expect to really happen and what has happened since we've been off air?
I mean, I was taking note of Aaron Rodgers' Instagram post yesterday or whenever that was, late last night, and my assumption is he's going to tell you something today. The problem is, trying to read into what Aaron Rodgers is going to say. Like, not that I gave that up a long time ago, but I gave that up a long time ago because he could be setting us up to sort of think he's saying goodbye, then say, well, I was just saying last year was great, and here comes another year. So I imagine he's going to have some news for you in a half hour. He said it would be early. I would be, at this point, a little surprised if it was, I would like to be traded. It feels to me like it's more retirement or run it back another year because I do believe the relationship him and the Packers is in a good spot. But we are all going to find out in about a half hour, and I will be eagerly anticipating seeing those tweets whenever I am hopefully on a mountain somewhere and not falling on my butt.
Okay, so let's think about that. You're taking the kids away to go ski. Aaron comes on in 30 minutes, and we're going to say, hey, Jude, shut up. I know this is supposed to be a ski trip with you. Hey, like, is that what's good? How does this go down? I mean, because honestly, it feels like the NFL never sleeps. We were gone for a week. I feel like we missed a bunch, but now it feels like things are actually going to start cooking up here, right?
Yeah, you didn't miss a ton. Some of the Rams thought about retiring, and I think probably not. So, like, Aaron Donald thought about it, and my guess is just kind of reading the tea leaves and from talking to people is that he probably comes back. Sean McVay probably going to come back. I would expect a contract extension, but probably going to come back. And then a bunch of people said some stuff. So I don't think you missed a lot. And this week, I don't think anyone's going to get tagged this week because almost always teams will try to work out a deal with their franchise tag guys. Won't be able to do it. Agents and players will say, you know what, just tag us and we'll figure it out. Guys will get tagged in early March, and then some will get contract extensions in July. Devontae Adams probably the most interesting of them. We'll see what happens with him. But anyway, to answer your question, my esteemed colleagues Mike Garafolo and Tom Pelissero are working diligently today while I am hanging out on the ski slopes and talking to you.
Yeah, well, I can tell those yuppie kids have never been told to lift their fucking feet when they walk. But I mean, you got to do what you.
Ski boots are heavy.
Yeah, I mean, maybe build.
This is my first time with ski boots. I'm used to snowboarding boots, which are light and fluffy.
Do you have your boots on right now?
No, I have my Uggs boots on right now.
Nice.
guy.
I would
TB12.
judge you, but I got Ugg slippers and they are the best.
So nice.
They are so comfortable.
Great company.
They are. You remember back in the day when Tom started promoting it?
yeah.
It was like, Tom Brady's promoting Uggs. Get out of here. Now,
Can't live
need
without them.
Uggs in the house. Need them.
No, I mean, I would say it actually worked because I thought about getting some Uggs. I'm like, Brady reps them. Like, he's a pretty smart guy. Like, pretty stylish. Like, maybe I could do some Uggs. And then I got Uggs, and I'm like, Brady's a genius. These are the best things ever.
All right, cool. Let's not do like, what's Leonardo DiCaprio doing? I should do it. Like that.
Right.
That's kind of what you just did with Tom Brady there, but that is marketing, I guess, to a T. Let's talk about the Combine and some other news. The Combine was a bubble. What they were trying to act as if the Combine was last year's Combine, and everybody was like, nah, it's not last year anymore. It's different rules. But those same people are probably going to fight the NFL when the season happens about being safer because of COVID potentially. So what's going on here and what it ultimately ended up happening? Just going back to the way it was originally?
Yeah. So this was like a really interesting sort of mini controversy that got wrapped up fairly quickly. So what was going to happen, what happened with COVID by the end of the year. I mean, the NFL essentially made testing optional, and many players did not test. There were almost no positive cases throughout the end of the year. The Super Bowl went on. I was in the stands of the Super Bowl sitting from my seats, and very many people did not wear masks.
What? In L.A.?
Holy shit.
In L.A.? What were you with the mayor? Was he holding his breath? Sorry about that.
It was alarming, I would say.
Oh, okay. Everybody lived, though.
But
Maybe.
stadium's outside. Well, it's not actually outside. It's a canopy. It's not a roof. Anyway. And everything was fine. And then you get to the Combine, and remember, the Combine is not run by the NFL. The Combine is separate from the NFL. So the Combine rules were basically it's going to be in a bubble, and all the agents and all the players were like, our guy will not run. They'll do medicals, but they will not run and participate unless they have their trainers there, doctors there, massage.
Who runs the Combine? Who runs the Combine? Because I thought I see NFL coaches out there all the time.
Yeah.
I wasn't invited to the Combine. I was actually pissed at a lot of NFL coaches.
Shouldn't be.
You weren't invited?
No, yeah.
Who runs
They
it?
have punters there, though, right?
Yeah, they had a lot of really bad ones there the year I was there, too, and kickers. I was the only person at the Senior Bowl that wasn't invited to the Combine. Hey, why do you have so much spite towards people? Well, probably a lot of different situations that happened in my life, but I didn't know the NFL didn't run the Combine. It's called the NFL Combine. NFL coaches run it. It's on the NFL Network, but you're saying it's like an independent party that they hire out to run that thing?
Yeah, it's like an independent party. Jeff Foster is basically the guy who runs it, and it's run in conjunction with the NFL, but it's not run by the NFL, which is all going to be really interesting because, what the NFL announced a couple months ago is that they're going to take bids on another city hosting the Combine, and under that situation, the NFL would probably take much more of a heavy hand in kind of running in it. It would be a little more made for TV, possibly LA, possibly Dallas.
Indy.
Come on.
Indy. The place is beautiful.
Yeah, it's very cold in
Very,
February.
very, very. Well, actually, it was 60
No,
degrees.
yeah, it's actually beautiful right now.
Now 10 degrees is coming tonight, I guess.
Yeah, and it's
then
raining really
blizzards
hard.
coming. And
I mean, all I think about when I think about, and don't judge me on this because I know how you guys get, but don't judge me on this. All I think about with Indy is walking from one bar to another bar in the freezing cold with my overcoat and my gloves, trying not to freeze to death to go talk to an agent or a coach.
fingies hurt.
Hell yeah.
it does. You do sound like a little
I
bit of a
said,
soft ass.
don't judge me.
Yeah, but you're such a booze bag.
Yeah, that's why you drink so much.
You know what I
Should've
mean?
wrapped it
You
with-
forget to put your gloves on. You do your whole thing. You just.
It's called networking. That's what they call it. When it's from one bar to another bar, but you're meeting sources, it's called networking.
I agree, and it sounds like you're a great network. Almost like addicted to it. You know, like your body doesn't really run off.
Yeah, it needs it.
Like I assume right now you're in the lodge for the après ski before the ski even starts.
Bingo.
Just so you know, and you can definitely judge me on this, I was offered a beer before I skied, and I said, you know what? I'm good. I'm going on the McAfee Show. I'm going to not drink a beer. I'm going to wait till after I ski in a couple hours.
It wasn't the kids. It was our show. That's good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Take that shot at the
And
field.
the kid.
And by the way, the beer must not have been coming from anybody that's worth a fuck, right? Because if that was a source or anything, Ian's like, absolutely, let's get drunk and tell me everything.
Give me another one.
Tell me. Hey, I have a quick question. Do you ever get your sources just outed by other people?
I find when people try to guess my sources, they usually are bad at it.
So
like,
for instance,
Florio will do
AQ
this
Shipley.
sometimes.
Yeah, AQ Shipley, our guy AQ, he got fucking murdered by Florio. He was like, Rich Ornberger doubles down on his dysfunction, citing impregnable sources. Obviously, AQ Shipley, who he was football teammates with 15 years ago.
Right.
It was obviously him and move on. Like, that's a crazy game to get it. And by the way, AQ didn't tell us any of this, so this fucking asshole. Guy was in my wedding. I was in his wedding. I mean, this is unbelievable. We've known each other close. Is this a game that is played, though? Like the whole, like, hey, you were supposed to guess people's sources?
I mean, I will do it with, like, confidentially with like Mike and Tom, my buddies would be like, all right, where do you think so-and-so got this from? Because it helps us have a better understanding of like, all right, if this news is a little off or maybe different from what we understand, maybe the source is different from someone we have. I don't like when people do, and Florio knows this, so it's not like breaking news, but I don't like when people do it publicly because you don't know. And it's also not fair, like, come on, but you don't know. Like, poor AQ Shipley could be like in a sauna right now or something, or on vacation skiing, and he gets a text from, you know, Bruce Arians like, hey, buddy, keep your name out on it out. And he's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, that's not fair to AQ Shipley. You know, he didn't deserve that.
Well, AQ,
He might.
I will let you know, he probably does deserve that. I mean, just,
Really?
But that was something that I got a text from him while I was on vacation. It was like, have you seen this or whatever? And I'm like, oh, yeah, bud, you're in the middle of it. And then I put my phone down, you know, and I kind of an asshole move by me. But then afterwards,
No,
I was like, AQ, like, if you would have told anybody this, you would have told me. I think everybody knows that. Like, I think at this point, everybody knows that. But that's an interesting world that I think as we're trying to navigate the media thing that we might start doing. Like for you, we're just going to say, oh, this is obviously coming from whoever, and then just state it as a fact. And then that's just how it goes.
Like, for instance, let's say, you know, when the rumors came out about your guy's new deal, like, if I broke it, somebody would be like, Pat probably gave it to him.
Yeah.
When in reality, it's one of your other stooges, not you. Because we're friends. No, because we're friends, that's a friendly way to say it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Fair.
The Bugle Boys.
Yeah, fair. Okay, go ahead, Ty.
Rap sheet with the Packers. Are you getting the inclination that guys like Zadarius Smith and MVS, like all those kind of ancillary
Why are
guys?
people watching? There's 75,000 people watching this.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of.
That's a
why
lot
are
of
they
people.
watching
Rodgers
this?
at one.
Yeah, he's in 25 minutes. Go to the bathroom.
But are all those guys probably going to get rid of it? And is it basically like, hey, we're doing whatever we can to keep Rodgers and Devontae around, and kind of everyone else will end up being somewhere else?
Can I just say, just for the people watching, thank you. Because I know it's for Aaron Rodgers. That's fine. To answer your question, the biggest mistake I think it could be for me too. The biggest mistake that
Could be. Hey, you know what? Hey, 2022 NFL season.
Yeah, got it
Could
here.
be.
Rap sheet's hot.
Had a baby rap sheet.
Stay hot, Rap sheet.
No, to answer your question, the biggest mistake I think teams make is to hold on to the guys that aren't like your core guys, you know, just to get I don't know about get over the hump, but just to kind of keep it going. Like, Zadarius Smith's a good player. I would be surprised if he is back, just straight up given his cab number, and the fact that he's tweeting the eyeball emojis every other day makes me think he probably knows it too, which is okay because they brought him back last year. It was a little like the sort of last hurrah, and I think he's going to be fine. He'll probably sign a deal with more guaranteed money than he's due this year anyway. You know, I mean, free agents rarely stay for that long. He was a good signing. It was a good run. It feels like he's sort of – that's a position you get younger at and maybe draft at.
Okay, so let's get out of the free agency talk real quick. I know Connor's going to have a question for you, as is Tone Diggs. The XFL and the NFL have agreed to a partnership. The Rock, who cut a promo for both teams right before kickoff, with both teams on the field at the time, went back to Attitude Era Rock, flexing, eyebrow raising, making a microphone look like a tin can in his hand. What a fucking monster of a human.
Yeah.
Look how small that microphone looks. And then he's got like a 32-inch waist. Specimen.
Yeah.
Incredible promo. Also, the owner of the XFL, he tweeted, exciting time in football as our XFL 2023 will join forces with the NFL to collaborate on innovation opportunities to expand and grow the game of football. As an XFL owner, my number one priority will always be the players. And then there's more stories to it. And then people are reporting, I believe Seifert came out and did like a summary tweet about how the XFL and the NFL have reached a collaboration agreement to innovate together on game rules, officiating, and health and safety, among other areas. XFL chairwoman / owner Danny Garcia, who's business partners with Dwayne Johnson, made clear this deal is not a precursor to becoming an NFL developmental league. Full story soon. This is from Kevin Seifert at Seifert ESPN. So they're saying, like, hey, this isn't necessarily a tryout league for the NFL, but the NFL is like, tech-wise, if you guys want to try some shit out that will make our league better, we would love that. For instance, the Xbox instant replay that the XFL had last season before Uncle COVID came through the nachos things in Seattle and knocked it all out. Is that the type of stuff, and the NFL is just openly admitting this now? Is that kind of what's going on?
Yeah, I find myself irrationally excited for this because...
Me too, by the way.
Yeah, because like you're like the Xbox replay thing, or like I honestly don't even know it. Some sort of new kickoff iteration. Like out of these sorts of like, there has not been obviously a successful other league beside the NFL. There's been plenty of examples of the NFL saying, "Okay, this league did this. We're actually going to kind of take this."
Skycam,
like
for instance.
What's that?
Skycam came from the original XFL. Like that type of shit is what you're talking about.
That's always the thing I think of, right? And they're like, wow, that looks that looks good. Let's just steal that. And so this is like basically an open admission to like, we are going to watch, we're going to innovate, we're going to discuss, and we might steal. And usually from these kinds of things come something cool. And I have no idea what it's going to be, but probably something cool. And like
The Rock, yet again, trailblazing.
Can I just say, like, I was slightly skeptical of The Rock walking out there because I'm like, I don't know what this guy's going to do. It was so good. I was so ready. I was like, let's, and the fact that Joe Burrow's on the sideline going like, I like his shoes. Like, he was a very well-dressed. Did you see that? I don't know if you saw the mic'd up. Burrow was complimenting his shoes. The whole package was there. Rock did a great job.
Well, I enjoy McVay, by the way, also. Like, yeah.
He's right.
Because McVay's, 36 or something like that? So he was right in the middle of the Attitude Era. I'd assume he was a big fan of The Rock. And I had no idea what The Rock was doing when he was walking out there. I thought he was potentially just saying, like, start your engines. Like, I didn't know what he was doing. I didn't know he was cutting promos for both fucking teams.
No.
How about Michael Buffer being all over the network and all the networks all week, and then it comes time to the big game, and it's like, actually, it's The Rock.
Wow.
Sorry about
that. No offense to Buff. Okay, he's got good pipes, as does his brother and his father. But goddamn, the Buff ain't cutting no goddamn promo. He ain't cutting no promos, getting everybody. Because The Rock had to introduce, the world to the two teams they didn't know much about. He told an entire story in both of those promos. Smash mouth defense, superstar, blah, blah, blah. So if you're new to the game, hey, this is who's playing. What are you learning about? Are we doing something? Is there news breaking?
No, I'm getting a text from high-ranking league sources to ask me if I'm absolutely freezing right now, which I'm not, except for my right hand, which is holding my phone. I guess everyone's watching for, I assume Rodgers, maybe me, but so people are wondering. I'm told the answer is yes. I'm extremely.
Wow. Hey, how's it going, league? We want some rights.
Mr.
Goodell. Think about how good it would be. I mean, just.
Come on, Rod.
Some highlight. We only want like a minute or two a week.
Yeah.
Come on, maybe some mic'd up things. If whoever's watching, we appreciate.
Mic'd up would be good.
I mean, there's a lot of things. NFL films are good people.
I could introduce you, but they really don't know who I am either, so I don't know if that would happen.
I appreciate that. I'm okay there. Thank you. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, Rap Sheet, I trust Bill Belichick with my life, but are we really going to go out there and have Joe Judge call offensive plays for them? And are they going to tag J.C. Jackson today?
I do not expect them to tag J.C. Jackson today, but he is definitely a prime candidate for the tag. And it's been interesting because He is obviously the Patriots' best defensive player. He is a great player. And I haven't sensed any movement for them to lock him up long term, right? Like, he's been good for a while, and he's been performing for a while, and he's basically Mr. Interception. And there hasn't been a lot of movement toward a long-term deal, which makes me think they view him as more of a year-by-year type guy, which is fine. Like, he'll probably get the tag, and then I would assume, well, either another tag or be a free agent after that. But
Stephon
he would be a
Gilmore.
prime.
Oh, you got a contract.
He'd be a prime candidate for a tag.
Oh, so he's going to end up somewhere else. Yeah, he's going to get real good and end up somewhere else.
Gilmore,
Just like Tom Brady. Fucking run him out of town.
right.
You guys got Mac Jones. No bull. You'll be okay.
Yeah,
Don't worry about it.
goddamn right.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Last question here,
might
Ian.
be okay.
There's 80-some thousand people watching. You're awesome.
Judas.
Wow.
You're awesome.
Jude skiing.
All for me. All for me. Hi, guys. What's
That's
up?
the thing.
going
That's the
on?
thing. Like, Ian, the kids and wife probably don't watch any of this.
Right.
He goes back, pretty good day, lady. Correct news, there's 82,000 people watching. High league sources were out here. My hand's freezing, but we have really broke some news here.
Worth
It's
it.
going to be like fucking Bodie Miller on the slopes.
Oh, yeah. Look at this guy.
If he makes
More
it,
like Schifrin.
Oh, Ian, you are the best.
he might drink
All I
80
really
beers
want is
after
just
this.
to take some good selfies at the top of the mountain, and I'll send them to you, and you can just be like, man, that guy is a great skier.
Man,
Just
that
'cause
guy's
of how
high.
good the selfies
Yeah,
are.
absolutely. And by the way, take pictures of the signs of the trails you're going down, too. I'd like to see the difficulty levels, obviously. Go ahead, Tone.
Ian, always interested in seeing.
That's not allowed. It's not allowed.
Hey, listen, I'm not a big skier. I won't judge you, dude. Do whatever green hill you
Yeah,
got.
it's green circles all day.
Whatever
We
you
know.
got to do, bro. Don't worry about it. Go ahead, Tone.
Ian, I'm always interested when veteran quarterbacks get new coaching staffs. It seems like Derek Carr's going to get an extension, but I saw a rumor that Kirk Cousins might be on the move. Is there any truth in that?
I feel like the new coaching staff in Minnesota was good for Kirk Cousins. Okay. Like, they view Kevin O'Connell and his guys there, they view Cousins as someone they can build around, not someone they can replace. I mean, honestly, it's also very hard to replace him anyway. His contract's fully guaranteed, and there's massive cap implications if they move
Massive.
on. And look at that. Top five.
45
Matt Ryan.
million. Matt Ryan's at 48. Aaron Rodgers,
Don't see
46. Kirk Cousins, 45 million is his cap hit next year. They're talking about him being traded. Is that just the Carolina Panthers not caring, or do you think that the Vikings are really planning on building around him for the future?
So I think with the Panthers, first of all, my guess is at some point they will probably call on everyone because they are obviously looking for a quarterback. And so what happens is, we all say, hey, could Kirk Cousins be on the move? And we talk about it, and then teams go, oh, maybe this is true. And then they will call. So, like, a lot of times,
And then they see that, right?
the reports where you'll be like, oh, so-and-so called this team and they got a firm no. That comes from them seeing the media and being like, oh, wow, maybe we could get him. So I don't think there's anything there. I think Cousins will be back. I think Matt Ryan will be back. Aaron Rodgers, we'll probably find out in, 11 minutes or so. When's he coming on?
He comes on 105 Eastern. Is this the Vikings leaking that somebody's interested in him because they want to move on from him? And
No.
No.
I don't get that sense at all.
$45 million is a lot. That's right. I mean, that's not going to be tradable.
Yeah, but there's more than 30 of it is fully guaranteed. So he's getting. I mean, they obviously could trade that, but like, my guess is more likely they come to him and say, let's do an extension, reduce your cap number, maybe kind of build around you and enhance you rather than replace you.
No offense, Kirk Cousins. I'm just saying trading for a $45 million quarterback, if he hasn't won a Super Bowl, is a very interesting move. You will get attacked for it. Last question from me. Carson Wentz, what's going on? It seems as if the Colts have moved on. It was my first day of vacation, basically, and all the internet was saying was the Colts are moving on. The Athletic, I think, reported the Colts are moving on. It might have been Zach Kiefer, I think. I'm not 100% sure. Colts are moving on. They're trading maybe Kravitz. I don't remember who it was.
I think it was Kravitz, yeah.
OG in the game, obviously, Kravitz. Not necessarily loved the New England because he was the one that broke the news. Better or bad news, sorry about it. But Kravitz has been in the game a long time. But they're saying Carson Wentz getting traded and moved. Is that fact? 100% fact they're doing that?
I wouldn't say 100% fact. The word from there is no decision has been made, but they are very much in the quarterback game. So my sense, just reading the tea leaves, is that if they can replace him with someone better, they will definitely look into it. My question is, who is that? Because, like, you look at the landscape of this thing, like, is that Russell Wilson? Well, I'm not even sure he's being traded. Is it Aaron Rodgers? Let's find out in a little bit. Is it Jimmy Garoppolo? Like, is Jimmy Garoppolo better than... You're a Colts guy. Would you rather have Garoppolo or Carson Wentz?
Okay, all I do know is that There's no reason that this Colts team, who has 7 Pro Bowlers, should be plus 2,400 to win the Super Bowl next year. And I don't know if that's because they don't know who the quarterback's going to be or whatever the case. I think Jimmy G would be an option that would probably bump the odds up to being worse. What's that?
Probably right, and I would imagine if you put Jimmy G and Carson Wentz side by side, it would look somewhat similar. The problem is the last 2 games.
It would not. It would not. There's no way it would. Jimmy Garoppolo's not spraining both of his ankles on one play in which Aaron Donald is already in the middle of a sack. I think it's an interesting thing because with Jonathan Taylor obviously going to be the focal point, I'm assuming a quarterback is not going to be able to get into a groove or a rhythm. I bet you Carson Wentz is an incredible quarterback. Everybody said it. We saw moments of it. But who knows if the way this team is constructed is the right way for him to be. Maybe Jimmy G is the perfect guy for that actually because he's known to, check into the right runs, which nobody ever gives anybody credit for, right? Nobody ever gives anybody credit for checking it.
Definitely manages the game well. I would just say I think I don't see them moving on from him unless they can get someone better.
Yeah, is Jimmy G better? Who knows? I guess that's for somebody else to find out. Good luck out there on the ski slopes. We appreciate the hell out of you, pal.
I appreciate that, guys. This is going to be fingers crossed. Hopefully, I don't die.
Well, don't get. I mean, you're
play it safe.
You're trying to get boozed up.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Wait till 2 for your 8
I think the
beer.
booze helps, right? If you crash, it's like a car crash where if you're
loose.
asleep,
Body goes
a
limp.
little bit loose. So your normal state of mind probably better for what you're trying to do than right now. Huh.
Well, he's got a camelback full of
might be
booze.
right. I'll test it out both ways. I'll report back. Again, if I make it through, maybe the next time we'll talk. I'll let you know how it went.
All right, we love you, man. We appreciate you. Survive it. Have a good one. Cheers. All right, there's 90,000 people watching, so it's a perfect time to take a break.
Yep. That's a lot of people.
We went right through the hard out. First day back on Sirius, didn't do it.
Completely
I'm
forgot
so
about it.
sorry. We still have yet to go to a break in our return to the 2022 NFL season. That's amateur hour.
What if we just never did a break all season?
What if we just didn't hit a break for the next 10 days straight? Just continue to go. I'm about to piss my pants. It was starting to get late in the game there. I think people starting to get a little bit more antsy up on this stage.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to start drinking more water because I'm trying to diet.
Smart.
So water is going to take up the space in my stomach that food normally would.
Sure.
That's like a little gamesmanship I play with myself.
Right.
Oh, I'll just get so sick from drinking so much water I won't want to eat anymore. Doesn't always work, but I'm in the middle of it. Also brings a lot of piss.
Yeah, it does.
A lot of pee.
Man,
Good for you.
What goes up must come down. What goes in must come out. That whole thing started happening in the middle of the day. He didn't tell us anything.
No, he didn't.
No.
What if
He
he
tells us a
breaks
single
his
thing.
leg?
He's in vacation mode.
Yeah.
What's that?
What if he shatters his legs?
So all you yups up there in New England, you guys go to Vermont and you just do a ski thing?
Vermont is, I believe, is at Killington. That's probably the best mountain on the East Coast. I don't
Just
think
the best lodge, the best.
biggest, most mountains that you can go on. Probably the best lodge. He should not be there. He should be at like a Sunday. Oh no, not Sunday River either. Really, Rhapsody shouldn't be on a mountain where you got to get onto a lift. And
Yeah, because he's not that talented. Vermont is high level skiing,
high level skiing. Same with Maine.
and people do get actually hurt. Like you have friends
yeah.
that all of a sudden go on a weekend trip with their friends. They come back, boom, 2 sprained ankles.
Yeah.
You broken spine.
Break your shit up there.
By the way, do you think, you think Stafford's in lead for Walter Payton Man of the Year because he pushed her off and she's a bad person? Or
All right,
How does that work?
let's get to a break. We'll be back in about 7 minutes or so. Numbers only climbing. Listen, I should have handled that whole situation better. Okay.
I mean,
Everybody should have
how
handled
are
the whole
you supposed
situation
to
better.
know?
Yeah, I hope Rap Sheet cleaned his Twitter because if he didn't, there's a chance.
After I donate to his GoFundMe.
Yeah, exactly.
I was being called a scumbag by one side. By the way, the people are calling me scumbag. I don't think they donated a single dollar.
Oh, definitely not.
They
Definitely
did not
not.
get a single dollar.
Definitely not.
And they're falling back.
And then I
on
was
him.
supporting a racist on this side. I mean, I was back in the middle of it again.
Jesus, I'm on vacation. Give me a fucking
I'm so
break.
sorry. I just tried to help. I'm so sorry. But with that being said, probably hopping right back in the middle of that thing.
Yeah.
Because in 7 minutes, a man who every word that he says, every post that he makes, is scrutinized and talked about by everybody. Now, Ryan Clark on ESPN said, we just can't give it any attention. Let's not talk about anything that he talks about. Well, a 2-time MVP, whenever he speaks, people are probably going to listen in the biggest league of all time, especially with how much is happening and is on the line for him coming up in the next couple months. I want to let everybody know, I do not love the fact that Aaron Rodgers is judged negatively by a lot of people because I feel like he has done a lot of good for us in the stories we've got to learn. But I can guarantee that whatever he says in about 5-10 minutes is going to piss everybody off.
Oh, yeah.
And it is going to be something. Hey, we weren't in the Instagram post. That was interesting.
Didn't know.
He said read a book, though.
What's that all about?
It's kind of like a, hey, books.
But what if he's coming on the show and tell us that we were a problem this year and he is done? See you later. He hates us.
Good luck winning another MVP then, pal.
I think he'll be able to do that. The guy's about to have 500 touchdowns in less than 100 years.
Yeah, maybe he'll apologize for leaving us out of the post.
Oh,
That'd be nice.
Yeah, Gratitude Tuesdays.
Maybe he'll say, hey, I'm retired. Maybe he'll say, hey, I'm moving on. Maybe he'll say, I'm sticking around with the Packers. Or maybe he'll say, I don't know yet. Let's just have a conversation about life a little bit. I'm excited to see what happens here.
Me too.
Could be cool either way.
We're talking to Aaron Rodgers on the other side of this break. We'll see you in 6 minutes. I'm about to piss my pants. It is great to be back. We love you so much. See you then.
It really comes down to, and pardon my French, but giving less fucks. I think that it's a maturity that comes from aging, from making mistakes, from failing, from being too sensitive at times, from taking things too personal at times. And it's about growth and learning not to be indifferent, because I think indifferent people are terrified of making choices, and it's a cold place to live. It's about choosing what to care about, and the things that you do care about, it's less things. It's not trying to be a part of every conversation or get involved in everything or setting yourself up to be offended about certain things. It's caring more about specific things and less things, and with those things, it's finding ways to solve the problems, because true happiness doesn't come from eliminating all problems in your life. I believe it comes from solving the problems that you have and dealing with the pain and the suffering that is natural in life and is a part of life. It's not fleeing from pain and suffering and running from those things and not dealing with the emotional situations. It's looking at those head on and saying, how can I solve these problems and make my life a little bit better? And that's what I've tried to do the last couple of years, and I've talked about in the show as well. It's about perspective. And I truly believe this, when you focus on the things that you have more than the things that you don't have, you allow yourself to let gratitude sink in. And when the gratitude sinks in, it is always accompanied by joy, because you're focusing on the blessings that you have, not on the things that you don't have, the things you wish you had, the way you wish your life was that much better, you wish you had this, you wish you had that. You'll always be unsatisfied. But when you take solace in the fact that you're where you're supposed to be, and that life is going to come at you with pain and suffering and failure and frustrations and mistakes, and just trying to solve those problems and do a little bit better next time, it allows you to, I think, be a little gentler with yourself and admit that you're a human. You're going to make mistakes. You're not going to please everybody. There's always going to be a 500-pound elephant of possibly hatred and malice waiting for you, whatever decision you make, and that's just part of life. You got to deal with it and just try and be better the next time.
So you feel freer, it feels like, huh? You kind of feel free.
Yeah, there's a liberation that comes from caring less about the things that don't really matter in this life, I think. And I will say, if anything, and I know the two of you is the best on this show, and so I won't speak for the other boys, but I'm sure they're very similar. There's a lot of joy in being unapologetically yourself. And I think in life we respect people the most often who are that way, who don't try and change or be different or grow meek in situations that require courage, that go quiet in situations that require communication. And that's what I appreciated in both your friendships, is that you guys have always been yourselves. And Pat, I haven't known you as long as I've known AJ. I sat next to AJ for 9 years, and I have so much love for him and appreciation for the friend that he is. But I always admired and was inspired by the fact that AJ was always himself. And he believed that who he was exactly who he was supposed to be, and he didn't have to be different or put on a face for anybody. He was unabashedly himself, and I think there's a lot to be, gained from doing it that way. And what I love about you and the boys is that's who you are. You guys show up every single day, not with an agenda, but with an open mind, and create conversations around important topics, and then you just be yourselves.
First hour. We talk sports and rock. Yeah. With AJ Hawk. Yeah. This is not a mock. Yeah. Of a song that's rock. Yeah. Sports talk. Sports talk and rock with AJ Hawk. Yeah. Rock. Yeah. And AJ Sports and talking on the rock. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Go on home with AJ Hawk. It's rock. Yeah. Sports. Yeah. Talk. Yeah. Welcome back.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we can talk about. Yes,
Speaking his mind
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
while being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, welcome back to that show. Hour 2 on this Tuesday, 2/22/22 shall begin right now. Yeah! Shout out to Twine for that beat drop. Shout out to you for watching at youtube.com/The Pat McAfee Show. 106,000 people.
God
Damn! 112,000 people.
Whoa! Hello!
How you doing? Keep it moving. Thanks for joining us. The boys are here at Talks the Table, at Ty Schmidt, at Boston Connor, looking fantastic. Great to see you guys. I missed you during the vacation.
Great to see you too, Pat.
At Tone Diggs, one half of the Hammer. Dahn! Cowboys is here. Hey, Tone, I missed you during the vacation.
Miss you too, pal.
Hey, Brian Flores is now a Steelers coach. How you doing? Keep moving.
Feels good. Did you see they were trying to push your garbage onto our franchise?
What do you mean?
There was rumors of Carl Wentz is Steeler.
No, listen, there's going to be a lot of rumors. The quarterback's going to a lot of places. We got to remember that is the off season. It is smokescreen season. There's going to be a lot of shit said that is not going to come to fruition. We only know that because we've done an entire offseason, a couple cycles now, and we have rode the wave of thinking a lot of things are going to happen, and then wham, nothing happens. Now, we will try to be disciplined and diligent. Vigilantes of diligence.
Well said.
You know, all these stories that are tried to get out there and sold and everything like that. We will try to make sure we only follow what's real and what isn't real. Of course, Wentz would be a great Steeler.
Oh, yeah. Great hunting up there.
Hey, great hunting up there in the hills up there north of Pittsburgh.
Not better than Green Bay.
Oh, well, Green Bay is also a great place.
Yeah, Mason for Carl Wentz, straight up. You guys have Rudolph.
Just give us a couple of the picks. Listen, there's a lot to chat about, all right? There's a lot to chat about. And the boys are in the back ready to rock. At Nick Moraldo, recently engaged. Congrats.
Nick.
Thank you.
Congrats to Paisan Nick getting engaged to Paisan Carly. Can't wait to see the gabagool at the festivities.
Hey, tried to make it real romantic. Do it on the beach in Hawaii. Wore my nice Ferragamos down there.
Nice.
Had a little photo shoot set up. Did not anticipate was going to take the Ferragamos off. Didn't want to scratch them on the rocks. A lot of rocks out there. My feet are carved up.
Ferragamo.
Nah, can't do that.
Leather.
Italian leather. Can't scratch those.
Not for the engagement.
A lot of people asking why I was barefoot in the pics. I couldn't scratch a shoe. Couldn't do it.
Come on.
Oh my God! Should have said that publicly. We love romance around here. Love. At Viva Lazito's back there spinning plates. At Evan Foxy, fresh out of Hawaii as well. Foxy, you look amazing.
Love Hawaii.
Hey, that whale shot you got of that thing swimming below your paddleboard or whatever the hell you were trying to get eaten on was unbelievable.
It was so cool. I actually broke the GoPro doing that, so well worth it. I
What
bought
do you
another
mean?
one though.
What do you mean? Because
I didn't have the side case on it, and so water actually got in. So I only got that shot. Where you saw that video end is where the video ended because the GoPro broke.
Wow, gave it all. See, he won't scratch his Ferragamo.
Right.
Foxy will break a GoPro. There's two different levels. At Bubba Gumpino back there, one half of the Hammer Dahn. Cowboys, it's great to see you, Gumpy. Joining us now. We might have been delaying a little bit for connection issues, but that's what hosts have to do. That's what shows have to do. And right now, the world is watching because joining us a man who's gone back to back in the MVP voting of the biggest league in the history of Earth. His future is one that everybody is speculating upon daily. Ladies and gentlemen, friend of the program, founder of the Aaron Rodgers Book Club, host of Aaron Rodgers Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Rodgers. Yeah! What's up, dude? What's up, bro?
Earthlings.
What's going on, dude?
How you doing, man? Looking good. You got that glow.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I try to get a little Hawaiian sun, have a good time. You know all about that one off season ago. That's all we could talk about is you in Hawaii jumping off of waterfalls. And let's kind of chat about that. Now that we're a couple weeks removed from the season, you've won your second MVP. You look back on the entire year that was. Your just thoughts now that you're a little bit away from it. Is there any different thoughts than you had maybe a couple weeks ago after we talked about your loss?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's, let me just put this disclaimer out right away for the few people watching that are tuning in just for a specific maybe news or decision. There will be no news today, no decision on my future. As I was texting with you yesterday, I just got out of a 12-day panchakarma. Look that up. I know you did after we talked. But it's a cleanse that originated in India. It's been going on for thousands of years, and it's something I've done in the off season. So I'm just getting my head above the sand now and seeing what's going on out there. But no decision about my future today. So all you just do
hold
that.
On, no, hold on.
Now,
Hold on, fresh out of the panchakarma, you had to think about your decision. Now, obviously, no decision is being made, and that is 100% okay. And by the way, your life, your world, people are going to be mad at you for it because they were expecting it. That's on them, not on you. But have you thought about that anymore? I assume that has to be all you're thinking about, or no, are you trying to compartmentalize everything?
All I'm thinking about? No, buddy. There's other things going on, like doing panchakarma. But no, the off season I feel like kind of it begins when your season ends on paper, but it really starts to begin once the Super Bowl is over. And I started this PK before during Super Bowl week, so I was actually on it when I won the MVP the other night. But that's when the off season starts to take place. I think after the Super Bowl, and you start to think about the next season, and for me, my future. And so there's been, definitely some contemplative days, but, I understand also today, I believe might be the first day to tag players. And, in Green Bay, there's this one specific guy who's like the best guy in the entire league at what he does. Whereas I think number 17, you might have heard of him. So there's obviously, the opportunity to tag him at some point, which, I don't think, both parties probably want that done. They'd rather get a long-term extension done. But I understand that's a part of the decision, and I talked about, not wanting to drag this thing out. But you and I have, and the boys and age who's, lost at sea right now, I think. But we got such a good relationship. I did definitely want to, I love being on the show, and it's fun to. But we didn't have a good recap of the season, I don't think, without the emotion in it, without the frustration of a loss, and so I'm happy to be back on with you guys again. For those just joining, flip off unless you enjoy the Tuesdays, the normal Tuesdays, because you're not gonna have anything to write a headline about, I don't think.
Well, bullshit. There's gonna be a lot. Headlines are already being wrote right now, buddy. Every time you speak, that happens. And obviously, you referencing Davante there. Let's talk about the season. You guys had another magical year, and you were on PK while you accepted another MVP award. When you were up there and you were giving your speech, great speech, by the way, more than your 35 seconds last year.
Yeah, that was nice.
More than your 35 seconds last year on the cell phone, which was awesome. Great speech. Is there, you immediately led off with thanking the Green Bay Packers organization. And all year, it felt like you've chatted about your teammates a lot on this show, a lot about the teammates, how much you love them. Your Instagram post last night, so thankful for your teammates and for everybody in your life. The gratitude seems to be real. How come you think everybody just assumes all that is bullshit and it's all out of spite? Your post last night, everybody's like, oh, this is a cryptic message meaning something. Why do you think that is the case, Aaron? Honestly, do you think about that with everything you say and do? Do you have to think about that?
I don't think about that before I post something like that. And I think, unless you've gone through certain experiences and had, frustration and been near the bottom and then get near the top and understand the beauty in life. And I think then you might say things about that. That's a cryptic message. I mean, there's nothing cryptic about gratitude. I just came out of a 12-day cleanse where you're eating a specific diet and you're going through these treatments every day, and you're not really doing anything else. You got to kind of turn everything else off, and so you're not working out, you're not straining or anything. It's kind of a recentering, and it not only heals you physically, but I think it takes away mental stress, and then the spiritual part. I think it allows you to kind of enjoy the meditations a little bit more. So when I come out, my first thought is just intense gratitude for the people in my life, and that's not every person in my life that I mentioned, and there's other people to highlight and the credit, but that was just where I was at. I was going through some old pictures from the last year and felt an intense amount of gratitude for the life that I have and for the lessons that I've learned and the growth that's happened over the last year and the people who've been a part of that journey.
I think it's a great jump-off point for the recap of the year because one of the photos was actually the last photo, and it was a photo of Randall Cobb and then a space and then Davante Adams. And the internet, obviously, and the people who are your detractors were saying, oh, this means he's done, he's gone. And it sounds like you legitimately do not have your decision yet, although you might be leaning one way or another. You're a human. In my eyes, when I saw this photo, it was you actually saying thanks to them for thinking about you when you weren't there. Am I wrong in reading that, or is that exactly why you posted that? Is that it?
First of all, you're exactly right. And full transparency, when I got that message, I cried. When I got that photo from Randall and Davante, it brought tears to my eyes because that's my guys standing before the game, right? Randall's always on my right, Tay's on my left, and I embrace with both of them after the anthem, and it's a part of the pregame ritual, but also just a statement about friendship and love and the connection that we have collectively and individually in our own friendships. And, they held space and an open spot for me the game I missed because of my positive COVID test. And that got me, man. And that's one of my favorite photos from the year. It really is, because it just shows the love and how special each of those moments are. So that's one of my all-time favorite photos. And the thought that went into doing that was, man, deeply moving to me. And especially with, how crazy that week was, to get that photo after the game from them it got me.
Okay, so that's great to hear, by the way, and I'm sure there's going to be people on the internet. Oh, obviously, there's a deeper meaning, than what he's saying. And he's always, but that's kind of how it goes. And it feels like from talking to you this season, and by the way, this was not an easy season for anybody, right? With COVID, with all the protocols in the NFL. But I mean, granted, it started with the entire offseason being what it was, then coming in with the immunize you not wanting to be a poster boy for this entire thing, then you getting thrust in the middle, and I got to see some of it. Man, you were getting killed. I mean, you were getting killed by people. But it seemed like every time you came and talked to us, and every time your teammates talked about you, it felt like life was it was almost as good as it could potentially ever be in the midst of all that. It felt like you were the happiest you've ever been, the more comfortable you've ever been, the most confident you've ever been playing. It feels like happiness was something you continued to have through a season that was very chaotic on and off the field for you. Do you think about why that is, how that is, and how do you continue to duplicate that, hopefully when times are a little bit quieter maybe in the future?
I'd like to see quieter times for sure moving forward.
It was loud. It was loud out there.
A lot of people have asked me, and it was a dialogue talking point last year. Like, why would you've been your happiest the last couple of years? Why would you even think about, retiring? It's the happiest you've been. You look so happy on the field and at work and different things. And I would say I think you're missing a big part of it. I think, as professional athletes and people in general, I think we all need to do some sort of compartmentalization in our lives, all times. We need to kind of set some things aside and be able to focus on something else from time to time. And I think as players, we're always doing that to some extent in seasons, whether there's, the professional is difficult or the personal is difficult from time to time. There's some compartmentalization of the energy of those environments that has to kind of stay where it's at in order to do your job. And there's been years I've played really good with, work environment maybe not being the best, or personal life, going through some struggles, and vice versa. Times where where home life's been great and work's been difficult, or home life's been rough and work's been great, where you can still play well because there's compartmentalizing. But what happens, I think, when the home life is so great, and the work life is good as well, it allows you to have work be a bonus. So work is no longer a refuge, or home is no longer a refuge where you have to get away from a certain environment to be able to thrive. When you're thriving at home and loving work, work just becomes icing on the cake. And I was teasing with Matt before, and I mentioned in my speech, 3 years together, 2 MVPs. There's no coincidences. And I also was telling Shay, I've been with you for 2 seasons, won 2 MVPs. Like, that's not a coincidence either. And I mean that. When your home life is stable and you have an amazing partner to do life with, it just makes the work life a bonus. And it changes the perspective, because you're able to not look at work as like a refuge.
Yeah.
It's like, how much more fun can I have at work now that the stress, of personal life stuff is out of there? How much more enjoyment can I get out of work? What areas can I focus on to enjoy more? The bus rides, the meeting rooms, times to put your phone away and enjoy the locker room conversations. I think that's a huge part of it. I really do. And to that extent, it's interesting, I think, how things are often pictured for professional athletes, where significant others are so often looked at as maybe possible distractions or reasons why things went a certain way, when, to be honest, it's usually the opposite. If you play bad or make it, or have a rough stretch, it's on you. It's on you and your habits and what's going on most of the time. Well, if you're soaring, they never say, let's give credit to that woman behind the man. You know what I mean? And I think it's kind of a bizarre fad I see in our culture. And, I know for me, it's been great the last 2 seasons to have that stability at home. And I think about the other wives, of my teammates who are just rock stars. Mason Crosby's wife, Molly, they got 5 kids. I mean, she's a boss lady. Like, she handles that. Make sure that, what the women give up to be wives and girlfriends, let's talk about our sport, is a lot. I mean, you're sacrificing, you're moving across the country a lot of times, or moving to Green Bay. With our weather we got there, you're sacrificing something, career-wise, life-wise, freedom,
attention.
Kids, And I think about coaches' wives. I mean,
no way.
The coach's schedule is crazy what they do. And I've got to know 3 amazing coaches' wives over the last few years, and Bree LaFleur and Tina Getzy and Megan Hackett. And those are 3 amazing women. I mean, there's 10 kids between them, and their men are at work a bunch. In the season, they don't see them a whole lot. They got to be the homemaker, the meal maker, the taxi driver, holding everything together, doing all the projects on the house. And for some of these guys, and we know with coaches, they've been on scholarship the whole life. They can't even do some of these mundane details. I think about AJ. I was going to talk about him. He's not on here, but he can barely tie his shoes, more or less. I mean, lost without Laura Hawk.
Yeah.
But the women in our lives are what allow us to have that clarity. I think when things are good in your personal life, in your relationships, your friendships, your loved ones, it allows you to just relax and be so much more grateful, I think, for the little things in life. And big shout out to all the women backing up the fellas.
Hey, shout out. Now, obviously, I have known of Shailene's existence in your world. Obviously, I've known of that via the internet and everything. We've never talked about it, though, right? Because I I'm not somebody that, wants to delve into people's personal shit. Like, I just don't think that is something that is real. Hearing you talk about being with Shailene for the last 2 seasons and winning 2 MVPs, that's no coincidence. You've also, in your eyes, do you think Shailene is the biggest initiative on this new movement? Like the book club, the books that you had read, and the PK and everything like that. And the way, have you found yourself, you think, via Shailene in your relationship with her? Is that something that you would say? Has she changed you and shaped you think, a lot?
Oh yeah, I mean, without a doubt. I mean, I've learned so much from her. She's just an incredible woman, talented, smart, kind. I said last night, taught me what unconditional love looks like, and that's a great gift. When you have a partner like that, it just makes life so much more enjoyable, and tasteful and exciting, and I think that living a life of gratitude is such an important way to keep that joy in your life. And, when you meet your person, life just changes. And you can't possibly not be changed being around those special people that we meet. Friendships can do that, relationships can do that. And you're never the same, because you know that you can't be, because these people that we get to have in our lives inspire us and push us and give us that unconditional love, but also the tough love that we need. It's people that hold our feet to the fire and celebrate our successes and back us up when we need to be backed up, and all the things that we would ever want. And it's not just Shay, it's friendships as well that have been tested. And I think that's one thing, again, that through contemplation and kind of getting away from the whole season, I think, one thing that I am sad about and definitely apologetic is I didn't realize in the midst of the COVID conversations how much my situation was affecting my loved ones and my people, the people that support me and love me and check on me and take care of me. I didn't realize the kind of shrapnel that was kind of being flaked off of what I felt like were the bullets coming at me, because I was too locked in on me and defending myself and trying to get a message out. I never wanted to be divisive in this whole thing. I really didn't. The issue is polarizing. I get that. And I know there's a lot of fear involved around it. But my intention was never to be divisive. It was to speak what was my truth and talk about, my own health. But I am very sorry to those people, Shay and my loved ones and my agents, Ed and Dave and you and the boys and my close friends like AJ and my teammates and the organization, my sponsors. I didn't realize the kind of shrapnel they'd be taking. And so many people stepped up to the plate and sent me, great messages of support and love. But I think I realized, being out of this now and having conversations with some of those people, understanding kind of the entire gravity of the situation I was thrust into and decided to speak on multiple times, had an effect on a lot of people. And so to those people, I just say, I'm sorry. Like, I never meant to get you in the middle of it, but you got into it by proxy because of your relationships with me. And I love you guys. I appreciate the support. That goes to you and the boys as well. They were questioning, your ability to do a show and to ask questions. And by association, the boys are a part of that as well. And AJ is a part of that, and Laura. And then that friend group and those people that talk to them and the people that supported me publicly or privately, having to answer questions about what they felt about me and my status and what I said. And that was a lot. I realized the gravity and the depth of that. A lot from my agents, a lot from my sponsors, a lot from my friends, my teammates, the questions it created. And I do have a lot of feelings of...
Hey,
of remorse for that.
Hey, I think it's pretty cool, man. That's super adult of you, by the way. Super duper adult of you to acknowledge that. Now, with that being said, I mean, there was really, with the decision you had made about your vaccination status, I mean, it was a perfect recipe for, which the NFL's MVP, the vaccination, which is becoming super political. And by the way, I was a vaccinated person in the middle of that whole thing during that entire thing. But it was an interesting situation that I don't think will ever happen again. It'll be tough to explain why it happened to like 10, 15 years from now. I think it'll be tough to explain that entire thing. But by the way, I did not expect this conversation to go this way. Let's show range here on the first day back. Aaron, when you found out, about all that, was that during this PK cleanse? Was this immediately after the season? And whenever, that had to be a bit overwhelming whenever you started thinking about everything and realizing from like a 30,000 foot view. Is that real?
Yeah, I think so. I think when you're in it, there's so many charged emotions associated with it. You just feel like, I'm in this, I need to ride this out. And I knew that I was, up to the task. But this thing kind of just kept going and going and going and going. And I guess until I got to have some of those conversations post-season, when things start to calm down a little bit, and you start to have a better perspective on what happened and think about things maybe outside of your own self and set your ego aside a little bit and have some empathy, it really starts to sink in the gratitude, the intense gratitude for those people that reached out and supported me and sent me messages of love and strength and kindness, but also realizing that they were in it as well, and they had to answer questions just like I had to answer questions, and they had to justify their relationship with me or friendship with me, just how I had to justify the things that I was talking about. So this was a lot bigger than me, and you know what? I have love and empathy for the other side as well. I mean, there's so much fear that is charged into this conversation, and very divisive and very political, like you said. But I have a lot of love and empathy for people that don't believe the same things that I believe, and I enjoy those conversations.
Yeah, but Aaron, that's not real life nowadays, dude. Hopefully we'll get to a point where people can disagree and move along. And I tried to say this in a certain way. Like the NFL locker room taught me that you can disagree with somebody and then, all right, fuck it. And then just move on because there's more to do. But the world seems to not do that. Now, hopefully we will get back to a point where we can have those conversations, especially as we remove ourselves from, listen, I don't want to say, who knows? Who knows?
Tread lightly.
We'll see.
Who knows? But it feels like we maybe.
Maybe.
Perhaps.
No, we did not. We did not. But anyways, as we beat COVID at some point, hopefully, and move along, I think it'll because everybody with a fear of death, and you're killing me and I'm killing you, and there's this. I mean, that is, to your point about the fear thing, it was massive. I really appreciate and enjoy the fact of you talking about the way you just experienced life basically for somebody else. And looking back on it, you're an incredibly smart person. You see how it all goes. And I don't want to, you just put over this man's wife alongside a couple other people's wife. But like LaFleur through that entire thing, what a fucking, because he does have great eyebrows. He does.
Unbelievable.
He has great eyebrows, okay? And you guys have won 2 MVPs together out of 3. But he had to get up there and answer questions. And the NFL is, big business, big conglomerate, big business. And I think the way LaFleur handled that entire thing, at some point, I assume, during your entire analysis of the season, you had to be pretty grateful for as well. Because that dude went up there, he didn't piss off the locker room, didn't piss off Jordan Love, and he still had your back while the entire world was basically telling him, if you do, we will boycott. It was a crazy, what LaFleur did, I think, was pretty rock star shit throughout the year now, looking back as well.
Yeah, it's moments like that definitely bring you closer. When someone has to answer for the things that you've said or done, and they stick by you. And there was a lot of people besides Matt who, stood up for me and had my back. And having my back, doesn't mean you got to agree with my stance. And I think that was one of the most beautiful things that I felt during the time, was that there were a number of people who were vaccinated and didn't agree with some of the stuff I was saying, but still sent me messages of support And that, I think, is a great example for all of us. And you're vaccinated yourself, you know, and then some of the stuff that I said, I'm sure you didn't agree with. But
I didn't have a 500-page report, though. I mean, that was fucking fascinating. I have a 500-page report that doctors, this doctor has also. I've also consulted with other people who had it, and then that's when Dr. Joe Rogan came in, and then it just, dude, it was a wild ride. But once again, I think you spoke your truth the entire time. And the fact that you kind of are saying, this is your truth, by the way. And I think people are allowed to have their truths. And I think that is the world we live in. I was just in Hawaii. People in Hawaii are supposed to have and agree with the same president as people that grew up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Okay? Yeah. Like, it's a flawed system to begin with. There's no way. I mean, who knows? I don't even want to get into it. But you've been living your truth, I think. And we've gotten to experience it this last couple shows, or last couple years. I can't wait to see what your next, step is. And I think that is why so many people watch today. And even if you don't give your decision, like everything you say is going to be talked about. And the amount of gratitude you're showing, I mean, there's no way you retire.
Can't do it. Can't do it.
No way, Aaron, right? I mean, you literally said it earlier that people were saying you've been your happiest. There's no way you retire. That's a narrative or whatever. I'm one of those that push that. Man, back-to-back MVPs with your entire happiness. I know you got an offseason to look into it, and you just went through a lot in the season, both on the field and off the field. But the game would miss you, pal. And I hope you think about those things whenever you're thinking about everything as well.
I do. I love the game. I was thinking I've played, 25 years of competitive football. I didn't start till I was in 8th grade, but it's what I've known. It's a passion. It's a stress reliever, not a stress inducer for the most part. And it's the relationships that you get out of the game that are just so special. Being able to see, especially in the off season, see former teammates, or even in season, seeing guys who you played with on other teams, and keeping those friendships alive. And now the internet allows for multiple ways to keep in touch with guys, not just text messages, but there's, DMs on social media and MySpace and different things.
Yeah. Tom. Yeah. Got it.
But this game's given me a lot, and I'm very, very thankful for that. There's a lot of things you take into account, and I think about, my health and where it's at, and, trying to, predict how I'm going to, feel in 10 years or 15 or 20 years, and the fears about cognitive degeneration and different things obviously are on your mind. But, it's how your legs are feeling postseason, how your mind is, how your body is, and those all go into it. And you got to think about, what the team looks like moving forward, what the grind is, kind of embracing the entire grind. Now, last year was an amazing offseason. It really was. There was a lot of, uncertainty about what was going on, but I enjoyed myself. And I've said it many times, it got me over my fear of retirement and helped me, kind of just enjoy the little things even more. And obviously I talked about Shea and the other things. I didn't mention, we've done our show now 2 years, 2 MVPs.
Mm-hmm. I didn't mention it either, but it is reality.
That has to factor in as well. But I love the game, and it's given me a lot. And I can still play.
Yeah. How do you feel? How does the body feel?
Body feels good. I had the toe, not COVID toe. I had the toe, obviously.
Hey, how'd that happen? You kicked something?
I heard it when I had COVID. That's.
Oh, man. Come on. Listen, we've all gotten up out of bed. Gone to the bathroom, and just, oh my God. We've all done it. We've all been there. And be relatable. Come on. Oh, relatable Raji. Stubbed his toe, broke his toe on a thing.
I'll tell you the next time I come on. Okay. Cliffhanger.
Hey, that's good tease. That's great tease. But yeah, you had the toe injury. Anything else? Body feels good, because you just mentioned that looking forward, you think about how the body feels after the season.
Yeah, for sure. Every year, some years been rough. Some years gotten surgery after the season. Some years have, had nagging knee stuff. The diet change a few years ago has made a huge difference. And things like PK and some of the other cleanses, I like to do some fasting to kind of reset my system as well. So just doing water fast for 3 or 5 days is like a great way to reset your system. So there's some of the things I do in the off season to kind of like get my body back to where I want it. But there's a lot to decide. I still want to have conversations with some of my close friends and current teammates. Obviously, Tom Clements got hired to be the quarterback coach of the Packers. Tom and I go way back. I love Tom. I mean, I owe him so much credit for my development. So I'm happy to see him back in a game. The game is better when Tom Clements is coaching because he's one of those special coaches. Doesn't get all the credit he deserves. He's kind of just been one of those lifer guys in the business, but fantastic teacher of the game and great for young players as well. Like when I was a young player, off season was obviously different back then, but man, he was instrumental in my development for sure.
Okay, so you talk about talking to close people. Clemens coming back is a big deal. Then there was a report Aaron stuck around after the season. Hey, he stuck around after the season. He didn't just jet out of town. Now, I believe that's standard. I think most players stick around after a season. I don't know if their lockers are just picked up, booted, stored for them themselves without having to do it. But was there anything different this year after the season than any years past, or is it just standard status quo end of year wrap up?
Well, first of all, we didn't expect to lose in the divisional round, so I don't think anybody was ready to. There's no bags packed, so it wasn't like first thing smoking out of town. So there was a lot to kind of unpack in some of the postseason exit interviews, and obviously wanted to see a lot of people. Now that's being on the squad, the toughest day of the year is that day after the last game because you just know that this group of guys will never be together again. There's always changes, coaching changes, player changes, guys retire, guys get cut, guys move on, guys sign other places. Coaches do the same thing as you've seen in Green Bay. And so I just wanted to make sure I got to see a lot of those people who I knew had the possibility of either moving on or getting other opportunities. So that obviously kept me in town for a few days. And then I wanted to have meetings with Brian and Russ and Matt as well. And I would say the meetings were much different than they've been in the past.
Oh.
In a positive way.
Oh.
And that there was some real honest conversations that I appreciated. And I mentioned that, at the end of the year, and I talked a little bit about it, in the post-MVP press conference. But, last year, my frustrations that, some of them I talked about in my first press conference when I went back to training camp, but a lot of
40 minutes. You remember you sat up there for 40 minutes?
Yeah. What a year, huh?
It was awesome.
Oh, fuck, man. I want things to get a little quiet, quieter, man. I just make this decision and just, all right, let me just enjoy myself.
Yeah, you should be able to. I think that'll happen whenever you make your decision. But go on. Last year, exit. You think your frustrations were with what? It wasn't like money, I don't think.
I was behind closed doors talking about some of my frustrations with some of with some of the members of the organization and some of the way the organization kind of operated. And to their credit, and I mean this, so many of the things that we talked about.
This is a big clip, okay? What you're saying right now is going to be heard by a lot of people. There's people laughing in the background. I don't want to just jump to any conclusions, but I just want you to know, it sounds like there is a woman laughing in the background. I just would like to let that be known out there. Now, what you were saying about frustrations.
It's the TV.
It's what?
TV.
TV,
It's watching
television.
Joy Behar.
It's the TV on right now.
Well, that's a whole nother thing.
Watch it, Joy Behar.
That's a whole nother thing. Whatever you're watching right now is going to start a whole nother war. I mean, that is just a whole nother. Anyways, okay, there is somebody laughing in the background. It is the television. All right, good news. Just in case.
Sorry, I couldn't hear that. You guys got good speakers.
Had a baby Z, had a baby Nick, had a baby work over here.
Well, I don't even know what you were saying. What was
No,
that?
your frustrations behind closed doors were actually, it wasn't about money. Like going into last offseason as opposed to this offseason, behind closed doors. By the way, can I ask about this? How do you think the Schefter accumulation of information came to be? Was it because you were having these conversations behind closed doors and numerous people knew that there was frustration? Or what do you think that whole process was as opposed to what it is this year?
I don't. What's the question? Schefter? Something about Schefter? I kind of lost my train of thought.
Well, yeah, Schefter. I mean, you love that guy.
Get his information. I don't know how he gets his information.
No, but that was accurate, right? There was conversations happening behind closed doors, obviously. And what were those conversations about? The frustrations you said, yeah?
There was phone calls. There was Zoom. There was face-to-face meetings. There was a lot of conversations that were had. I mean, the members of the coaching staff came out to the house one night. That was an amazing story. We had a good time together, but they basically tailgated on the PCH, waiting for me to get back to the house because I was at dinner with a couple Buddhist friends of mine that I told them was a priority and I was not going to miss this dinner. So they waited around at the house for me. I was getting texts from my security guy like, "Hey, there's random people outside your house." I was like, "What do they look like?" It looks like 5 or 6 guys. I was like, "Yeah, they're fine."
So things are much different now, obviously, right? And what were your frustrations then, you think, that got kind of quelled or dispelled that it's much different this year?
Well, I'm not going to get into specifics. I don't think that's fair to do. But a lot of it's centered around communication and doing a better job of communicating. And look, one of the first days I was back, Brian and I had a conversation, a very honest conversation, after a walkthrough, and that was meaningful to me. And I think that was kind of like the best, analogy is like that was the me and Brett Favre shaking hands on stage at the NFL Honors. That I felt like, and I think a lot of people, and Brett would probably say the same thing, I felt like it was kind of a catalyst to get Brett back in the fold. Let's get him back in the fold. He's going to the Packer Hall of Fame in 2015. He's going to Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2016. Let's make sure he's back a part of the Green Bay Packers family. And that's what that conversation was with Brian and I felt like that was kind of a first step to having a real free-flowing conversation and friendship. And I'm definitely thankful for the work that he put in on the relationship, and Russ Ball as well. Matt and I think every year we get closer and more connected and feel better about our communication. And obviously, working with Nathaniel and Luke Getsy was just outstanding. I love those guys and mentioned them and their incredible wives earlier. But it was a lot about communication. Some technical stuff, some kind of habitual things that I don't think that I thought we could do better. And to their credit, I saw a lot of growth. At the same time, it wasn't a one-way street. I knew that I had to grow as well. I had to be more comfortable, with those conversations, with being responsive to them in a super timely manner, trying to find kindness in the adverse moments or the difficult conversations that we had. And I feel like we all grew and had had a good year of communication, had a nice conversations after the season, and I felt really good about how that got tied up before I left town.
Ty Schmidt, go ahead.
Aaron, I wouldn't ask about your decision because I respect your process and I will, support whatever it is you decide to do. I just want you to keep in mind, no pressure. If you don't come back, there is a good chance I swan dive off my roof. But that's beside the point. So, what's next for you now? Does with this decision looming, does it give you anxiety? I know you talked about how you wanted things to be kind of quieter, but that until whatever it is you decide, everyone's going to be talking about it incessantly. So is there anxiety that comes along with that? Can you even enjoy yourself right now, or do you not even really think of it that way?
First of all, Ty, don't swan dive. You're newly married. You have a lot of fun things in your future. I can't wait to be godfather to your firstborn.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
But
I'll hold you to it.
You're going to get this immunized son of a bitch. That's Will Compton this weekend with Chick-fil-A with Taylor Long. Great joke. Sorry about it. That was awesome. Go ahead, Aaron. Sorry about it. What if you are godfather to Ty's kid? That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be great. Love to.
Wow.
Write it down.
Write that down. Hey, all right.
Keep me in the mix, like Michael Corleone. Do you renounce Satan? I do.
All right, go ahead. Oh, geez.
Oh, man, that was a good question. What was it? Oh, anxiety. I don't have anxiety about the decision, though. And I get it. There's not a lot to talk about football-wise, and this will be a topic of conversation. But I am looking forward to making the decision and moving forward. I think it's best for me. It's best for the team. It's best for all parties involved. Let's just get this behind us. But like I said, in all truth, the PK is about kind of quieting your mind and your surroundings. And I literally just finished yesterday, had a great time, feel incredible. And now, I've obviously had thoughts about it and have had thoughts throughout the season and throughout the off season, even during PK. But there's conversations to be had and a few more things to contemplate, but it won't be long. And I'm not going to hold, anybody hostage in this. I'm not going to, do that. Obviously, I want to feel certain about it, and when I do, I'll make a decision, and we'll just move on and move forward.
All right. Well, we can't wait for it. We're happy we're in this post-PK time. All right. I can't wait to dive into the Parakarma. Is that the name of this thing?
Pancha Karma.
Of course. Pancha Karma.
You should do it, Pat.
You're glowing
you should
right
do
now.
it,
You're
Pat.
great. You don't think you need anything. Maybe a little cleanse in case, you got to do anything athletic moving forward, but maybe shed some of that vacation weight, which we all put on. No judgment. Zero judgment.
Hey, no judges here. Thank you.
Do it.
Hell yeah.
Hey, we appreciate you. Good luck with your process, man. Incredible conversation, and what a hell of a year. We're lucky to be a part of it, dude. All right?
Thank you, man.
We appreciate you, man. Turn that TV off, all right? All right, ladies and...
Guitar. Get the guitar.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
Hey, who was...
He's good. He's fast. He's good.
God damn it.
That wasn't a TV.
No way.
I don't think so.
Well, you also can't believe anything he says because you had a great time doing something where you puke for 4 straight days.
Yeah, so what happened? While I was talking, Aaron, by the way, thank you to Aaron stopping by.
Thank you, Aaron. Love you, Aaron.
And people are watching this. A lot of people are watching this. So, hey, thank you.
Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you, people. Everything like that. There was 200 text messages came through the group text message. I guess everybody's looking into what this PK is.
Oh, I can't wait to see.
He just went through it, I guess. I was just catching up there during your question, Ty. I was scrolling through it there. I mean, there's no way I would do that cleanse, but I bet you do feel good on the other side of it.
A lot of pooping or what?
Well, you do 3 days of eating something, and then you evacuate at both ends, and then there's a day of therapeutic vomiting.
It's
like a weekend.
Love that. Give me that right
And then
now.
there's a day
Yeah.
of laxative therapy.
Okay.
There's nothing better than fucking shitting and puking at the same time. How euphoric you feel afterwards. I know. So, yeah, that makes a lot of
He
sense.
did that for 12 days?
Yeah, hell yeah.
We don't know if that's what actual PK is, but there's been...
I think it is. I don't
We're
know.
not 100%
More
sure.
power to him.
Let's get to a break. We missed the one in the first hour. And we got another hour and 10 minutes left. I guess we'll do a lot of reacting to what just happened. Answer some phone calls on a 5 Energy phone line, 1-833-4-McAfee. An obvious reaction to everything that just happened there. I have to digest it all, keep it inside of me normally. But I would like a nice cleanse, maybe, going forward. It'd be great news. We're back in 5. See you then. Cheers. Ladies and gentlemen, the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Coach Mike Tomlin.
Oh, man, Pat, it's an honor to be on with you, man. Thanks for having me.
You're a legend. Thank you for putting me through my workout and having the scouts actually come watch me kick at West Virginia. I don't think I've ever fully thanked you for that moment, Coach.
No, man, I've drank the McAfee Kool-Aid for a long time.
Let's get right into it. The locker room culture changed completely when I was in the league, from when I was a rookie to when I was done, and I retired after the 2016 season. Now it's even more different, I would assume, from when you came into Pittsburgh and everything like that. The dancing on the logo, the TikTok, everything like that you guys have had to experience. What is your messaging in there? How do you adapt and let players be themselves without, doing too much? Because that is a fine balance that you've been able to do, I think, in an incredible job with throughout your entire time in Pittsburgh.
I think for me, more than anything, I try to stay connected. Just getting a sense of where these guys are coming from, what's in vogue for their generation, what captures their attention, how do they learn, how do they communicate, how do they interact with each other formally and informally. And I think being a parent kind of helps me. My boys are 19 and 20, so it's not much difference between them and some of the younger guys that I deal with here. And so for me, it's just about gaining an understanding, working to stay connected. That's my general attitude, man. It's adapt or die for me. And I don't want to be one of them old crusty guys, man, that just refuses to adapt. Although I am one of those old crusty guys now.
Yeah, you are old as shit now. You know what I mean? I mean, you've been around a long time. I remember back in the day, whenever you showed up, there was a lot more, to the camera. There's a lot more.
Yeah.
There was a lot of that. Now you're just old ass man now, huh?
You know how it is. Years in this business will scar you, man. It'll settle you down.
That is classic. One of my favorite moments with you is when you would tell me every warm-up, I'm going to get you back to Pittsburgh when you're old and cheap. What's that mean? What did that mean? And should that have been taken as a smack in the mouth, like whenever you said that to me?
No, man, it was a tip of the cap, man. There's certain guys around this league that I'm really interested in, but I know I cannot afford. And you were one of them, so I was going to wait for you to physically deteriorate a little bit until you came back into my wheelhouse.
Yinzers are going to go bananas in Heinz Field this weekend. First time it could be filled up in a long time. I can't wait to see it, and I can't wait to... Oh, mama, I'm here. Oh, my life, Is that your alarm clock? Yeah, just say yes, by the way. Yeah.
It's my ringtone. It's my alarm clock.
We appreciate you, Coach T. Last question before we let you go. Why'd you let Troy Polamalu do what he fucking did to me? Why'd you let... I know you've heard of this. Why? Well, that's a short side of the field. That's bad football. You guys coaching unsound football over there in Pittsburgh? How did that happen?
We know you and love you as a man. But on Sundays in the fall, man, you're the nameless gray faces that we...
All right, ladies and gentlemen, head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, never had a losing season, absolute legend, two-time Super Bowl champion, Mike Tomlin.
Yeah!
Oh, here we go. All right.
Put that capo on. Something?
No, I was going to let you lead the way, and then we were going to sing our song that we practiced.
What do you guys sing?
It's our song, Aaron. Go ahead.
Our song?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Well, I was just about to get into it. It's Tuesday. They say is that Aaron Rodgers is rather great. The son of a bitch lied. Oh. I thought that's where we're still writing it. I thought we were gonna. You guys just got a chance to kind of dive into a writer's room with me and Aaron.
Process.
Hey, welcome back to the show. It's pretty big.
Yeah.
A lot of people watching there. I did not expect that.
At all.
Because when I said big guest locked and loaded Tuesday, everybody just assumed it was Aaron Rodgers. Mm-hmm. And then boom, Brian Gutekunst got a press conference tomorrow. That means Aaron must be telling his information in his decision today. And I'll tell you what, I agreed with him. I thought he was going to as well.
Yeah.
Me too.
But he just came out of PK, dude. Fucking
Just
get
came
over
out
it.
of PK.
Yeah. Just came out of PK, bro.
Feels great.
We all knew what PK was. I like that he started speaking in lingo. But I think we did learn a lot there. Mm-hmm. Okay, it is very good with the Green Bay Packers right now.
Yeah.
Last year, he made the coaches wait because he had a dinner with Buddhists. Say,
right.
I ain't got time to meet with these dudes. This year doesn't feel like that's going to happen.
No.
Feels like it's much different this year. Now, will he go back to the Packers? Will he retire? Retirement, I guess it is something he broached there a couple times. Spoke glowingly of the Packers. Also spoke glowingly of Hackett and them a couple times.
Right.
I mean, I don't think we got any definitive answers there, but I do feel like we learned about the process in which he's making the decision, which is supposed to come pretty soon, he said.
Yeah, at this point, I feel like if he's playing football next year, he's playing for the Packers. I don't think that's just how I feel. I've kind of been riding the wave a little bit, but I I just don't think he's going somewhere else. I think the retirement, that might seem a little more...
He didn't shoot it down as soon as I brought it up.
Right. At least more so than when the season ended. It was like, okay, back-to-back MVPs. There's no way he's going to retire. But then, he talks about the sacrifices that the loved ones have to make and all that kind of stuff. So it's like, okay, maybe that could be something that would happen. But I think if he's playing football next year, he's playing for the Packers.
Did not expect to be a loved one's conversation there for a little bit.
Yeah.
We showed some rain.
Oh,
Yeah.
Shout out to the woman.
And by the way, the internet sleuths have told me that was Shailene
Yeah,
Woodley's
that
life.
ain't no fucking TV.
Whoa.
That's what people are saying.
Oh,
Whoa.
really? So reports were
I don't know her well enough. I didn't know her laugh well enough, but I guess the internet says that's her laugh.
sounded
From the
like
movies?
one Divergent movie.
Yeah, Big Little Lies. I thought I heard
I
it.
don't know. People are going to have to run it back. I don't know
Or
any of this
DLC.
shit, but I've heard the internet has told me that that's definitely her laugh. And I wonder if that's why he went so hard in thanking Shailene because all these reports saying they're done. He's like,
Are we?
Maybe. I don't know. He said it was the TV, so he didn't come out and say it. But
True.
we learned a lot there. And then we also don't know shit about fuck still.
No. Good conversation,
That's how
though.
it is.
Hit the heart out right there, too. Boom. Hit it right there. Bang. We don't know shit about fuck. Out.
Nice.
And you guys, good conversation right on the other side. That's super professional what we just did. Because we did miss it in the first hour.
Yep.
Powered right through it.
That's right.
It's like, hey, get off island time, pal. You're back on the radio. How long are we going to be on the radio for, though? Great question. Thought a lot about that. In Hawaii. Also, the future of the show, everything like that. Could have never thought that first day back, though, Aaron Rodgers would come on.
Shit.
130-some thousand people watching at one point.
Yeah.
And it sounds like we were getting his decision soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, he said he was going to do his decision live in person. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I'm
But-
guessing that's not going to happen.
Hey, he said it.
Yeah, he did say it, but I mean, it feels. I'm gonna make a hypothesis.
Yep.
Sure.
Is that an educated guess?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Feels like he's probably staying with the.
Oh, that's
He was wearing Colt Blue, though.
Hell yeah.
again.
I don't know. That's just what he has not told me anything. I thought maybe we were going to hear it today. After that conversation, though, nothing. Now, granted, retirement, much like Todd, I guess retirement is on the board still. But when push comes to shove to make the retirement decision, that's a big-time decision. Although he did say he got to experience it last offseason, and he realized that there is life. Because remember, he literally just told us fear of retirement isn't a thing anymore because a lot of people fear that when they retire, they no longer have an identity, they no longer have a life. That's why you hear all these terrible stats about retired players when it comes to financial situations, marital situations, life, everything like that, because they no longer have like a purpose in their mind. They do, obviously, they're still a human outside of football, but a lot of people that retire feel like they have no purpose going forward. Aaron said he had that real thought. He said last year he got to experience life without football there for a bit. And he said it was his best offseason he's ever had.
Yeah.
So he got past the fear of retirement. So maybe that is going to weigh in a little bit. Maybe that will weigh into the decision. But for me, it just feels like, especially because he said his body feels good.
Oh, yeah. I can still play.
Especially after PK.
After PK.
Especially after PK. Dude.
Right.
We're in post-PK right now. I mean, just feels like he's probably going back. Although I would love to see him as an Indianapolis Colt, and there is a billboard that says we won Rodgers around here.
If he doesn't come in here and march in here with his 4 Buddha friends and sit down here and make his decision, then he lied to us, and that's not going to be fucking.
No, I mean, all right.
He's Tony.
Jeez, all right. Go ahead, Connor.
He's definitely going back to the Packers, especially because, like, I don't think, at least personally, that he's ever really had this good of a relationship with the front office. Like, at the end of a season where they don't win the Super Bowl, like, things are still that good.
You know, people say the grass isn't always greener on the other side. The grass is greener where you water it. And it feels like that conversation day one with Gunther was potentially them getting the old
Yes.
sprinkler, the sprinkler out on the water there to try to green that grass up a little bit.
But tell it to Brady and Stafford.
Well, that's the thing though. Like Stafford asked for his release because Detroit.
Right.
Brady was kind of forced out. It seems like.
Well, he was offered a massive contract, but Brady also won 6 Super Bowls with the Patriots. It's not as if he's only won one.
Yeah, I mean, vastly different situations. But you're talking about as soon as you leave, you go win somewhere.
It is green on the other side.
You're saying the grass is greener elsewhere.
Way greener. With a ring.
Peyton wanting one.
Yep.
Tom wanting one.
Yep.
Stafford wanting
What?
one. I mean, people that leave just go and win. But is there any team better set up but they are over the cap? They're going to have to figure that out as well.
Well, I would imagine that's a big part of the conversation.
He said, what's the team look like going
forward?
Yeah,
exactly. So, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. But like you said, I think all signs point to him coming back.
He talked about compartmentalizing. For this decision, I don't know how he's able to do it. Like in the middle of that PK, That's all I literally said, is this all you're thinking about? Like,
Yeah.
He's like, is this all I'm thinking? No. What are we?
Sounds like you didn't think about it once.
At all. I guess that's when you're back-to-back MVP 17 years in, you've experienced life outside, your resume is already Hall of Fame worthy. You probably get to a point where, and also he talked about his home life being great as well. He's been enjoying it all. It feels like now he's entering the stage of like, okay, now it's time to make a decision chapter almost. That's what I feel like he announced right there. Especially coming out of PK, I'm cleansed. You know, offseason doesn't really begin until after the Super Bowl. I was going through my PK cleanse during then. It's 12-day. You know, me and PK cleanses, I know all about him. So now I'm out of that. Now I'm like settled in, almost ready to think. It feels like that is what his announcement was. Is like, now I'm going to figure out what the fuck I'm going to do. This will not take long. I'm going to be on some calls with people. Am I getting the same read as everybody else around here?
Yeah, yes. I think so. I also thought it was interesting to note that, like, we assumed it and you heard it everywhere that, like, how bad things were. But for him to liken it to, like, them bringing Brett Favre back after he had been gone because things were terrible with it. Like, that was the first time he's actually said, like, yeah, things were not in a good... I mean, that, like, all the stuff we were hearing, it really wasn't bullshit. Like, things were really, really bad.
All right, hour 3 is on the other side. We got about a minute and a half. I got to run to the bathroom. Then we'll answer some phone calls and talk about everything happening in the world, which is the conversation we just had with Aaron.
Oh, yeah.
And Internet sleuths, please let us know. Was that Shailene?
Who was that?
Whose laugh was that?
I'm doing research right now.
Thank you, Zito.
See
See you in about a minute. I got to go to the bathroom. Cheers.
Hey, dude.
Dude, I'm in the middle of trance.
Hey, dude.
Oh, no.
People are saying you don't have it anymore. People are saying you can't drink.
What is it?
An ice cold Bud Light. What? What do we think? What? Is this? Bring it back. What? Bring it back.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
The Pat McAfee Show.
There'll be no rules for our guests, for us, for the things we could talk about.
Speaking his mind
I've never had a problem expressing my opinions or my thoughts or anything like that.
while being relatable.
I haven't had that manufactured fake-ass celebrity that a lot of people have whenever they go on those big networks. I've had a chance to really build my crew, build my following, build my audience.
And ridiculous.
What am I supposed to do? So I'm supposed to look at something that I can definitely afford and say, nah. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
The Pat McAfee Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, welcome back to the Pat McAfee Show here on Tuesday, 2/22/22. It is 2:02 Eastern Standard Time. Hour 3 begins now.
Yeah.
Wow, that's big time health stuff right there. The brains might still be on island times, but we are functioning at a high level. The Talks the Table is here at Ty Schmidt, at Boston Connor. Tone Diggs is here, one half of the Hammer Dahn Cowboys. Tone, now that the football season's over, what are you guys gambling on? Hockey?
What?
Basketball?
What?
College basketball?
What?
How about the Olympics? Did you gamble on the Olympics at all? Was there any money to be made on those, or did none of us have any idea?
Are they still happening?
No,
They're over.
Damn it.
Did we win?
No.
Yeah, Nathan Chen won.
Yeah, we won.
Who
True, we won
the
figure skating.
medal?
Not us, dude.
Definitely not
And
us.
listen, I'm afraid I've got some bad news for, United States of America or any, kind of developed country. I think some of those sports that, you do in the Olympics, it is a very niche outfit. It is a very niche workout, and it is a miserable existence, I think. With all the other options of things to do if you're athletic or, with the way the world is to make money and to, make a living, I fear, I might be wrong here, I fear some of these sports in the Olympics are going to be forgotten about by American athletes.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the Olympics are always going to be like the, hey, we're better than you times that they once were. And I fear that that's the case because I was watching the Olympic hockey gold medal game between Finland and
Sweden?
Another team.
The Rock.
Oh, the
Rock
RSC.
Nation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Russian Olympic Committee.
Yep.
It was terrible hockey. Oh, I mean, it was underwater hockey. Oh. The ice looked like it was slow. It looked like the Plum Mustangs, the team that CFO Phil coaches, could have beat them. And I'm like, if America can't field a team that can beat these guys, we're fucked going forward, I think. And that's not just for hockey. I think that's for damn near everything. And how long is curling Maddie Hamilton going to be able to keep going?
Do they win?
Because I don't think we won. I think we got third, I think.
Yeah.
That's a medal.
That's but we were gold.
Defending
we were
gold,
defending
yeah.
gold,
Yeah.
and he had some sick J's on, and hopefully he'll stick around. But some of these sports, these exercises, that I feel like they're going to run out of favor with Americans, and we could be staring down a not so arrogant Olympic time period for us going the next 20, 25, 40 years, maybe.
Yeah, hopefully it never happens to the Summer Olympics. And it pains me, but I'm never going to watch the Winter Olympics again. I just won't do it. Every single time I turned it on, it was the fucking quarterfinal of some mixed curling,
What's
thing
wrong with that?
two countries I don't know, I don't care about. I want to watch something other than curling. It was the only fucking thing that was on that I could ever find. I'm done with
Change the channel, dude.
Oh, I did. Believe me.
Italians won gold in mixed curling.
Well, I'm not Italian, so I don't give a rat's ass.
Looks like we got the third most medals, which
Yeah,
that's pretty good. We're going to continue though.
Crash?
Fourth, I think. Actually, Zito said fourth most. Yeah, it's Norway, ROC, Germany, Canada, United States. What? Fifth.
See, you can't have it.
Canada. I mean, they cared about the Olympics this year. The Canadians. There wasn't anything else going on.
way more golds than the ROC in Canada.
Third most golds.
Listen, Nathan Chen's still going to fucking do it.
Yeah,
Okay?
Chloe Kim.
Still going to do it. Sean White's retiring, though, so there goes that.
Uh-oh.
I'm just saying, we'll still have the big glory sports, I think, but all these other ones, I don't know if we're going to have anybody in the races for some.
Biathlon, we finally had a guy. He chokes.
Oh, my God.
He's going to get
He was
silver
gonna get
medal.
first. He was gonna get first.
I mean,
Pink.
Can't have it.
Yeah.
Take a this. Oh my God.
I mean, and maybe that's why I'm so jaded right now, because that was like the first thing I watched, and it's like, okay, fuck it, I'm done. This guy just.
Well, people were not happy with the Olympics as a whole, I guess.
It's done.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. But
Anyways, I was happy for the athletes, though.
yeah,
Like you,
we'll always own the
Sure.
summer. The summer will always be the United States Olympics.
Are you sure?
Oh, I'm sure. We own the pool. We'll always own the pool. No one's ever going to touch us in basketball. We own the Summer Olympics.
Well, I remember our basketball squad, they started out terrible, and then they said, we got to play basketball now. Matters won the gold.
Gold.
Let's remember that for next time.
Okay.
Gold.
Let's
We got
not
the girls and the boys on the track. Okay, we're going to be just fine. And we got the guy who does shot put who's just competing against himself.
Oh, yeah, the big cowboy guy.
I forgot about that.
Well,
okay.
he's on the show.
Uh-huh.
He should be a left tackle, but his father and his father's father
That's right.
we're all shot putters, and he's the greatest shot putter of all time.
By far.
All right, so we're good then. Why
We're
am I
fine.
getting so-
Summer, we're fine.
We're fine. And if we bring our boys back onto the ice and the NHL lets the pros play, we'll be back in there too.
Honestly,
I think we got high schoolers in Western Pennsylvania that could have beat both of those teams.
Yeah.
Okay, that was in that gold medal. That looked like a high school hockey game.
Well, I mean, Russia was able to send some of their better players that don't play in the NHL. They have their whole league over there, so they were able to send.
See, look at that. Was Cole Chuck out there?
So Russian pros were invading the Olympics, huh?
You know who's
Isn't that interesting?
Not great,
Loves
too.
invading these
You know whose
days.
fault
Finland
this
won,
really
but-
is, right? Okay.
What's that, pal?
Global warming. Our cold places aren't that cold anymore, so we can't train.
Okay.
Good point. Maybe send them to Canada.
That's very true.
That's probably
That's
it.
why
Remember, we did say that the cure for global warming is everybody needs to stop walking because
cut it
when we
out.
walk around,
Pushes
we're naturally
down.
pushing Earth down closer to the core where it's super hot.
Ipso
So
facto.
it's already heating up, and then as we're sending rockets through the ozone, that's letting heat in this way too.
right.
Heat up more.
So the Earth's getting pushed down a little bit, flatter almost. The Earth's getting pushed while we all walk. Core heat's coming this way. Outside heat coming in through all of the rocket launch holes.
So you're saying we got to scatter the fat people around the world more?
Whoa.
Jeez Louise.
That's what it sounds like.
A
nice.
stampede is a stampede.
Yeah, he's saying we're fighting a two-front war.
Jeez Louise. Let's get some phone calls. Let's go to
The elephants? I don't know.
Well, listen, the elephants
No,
are
they're
another story.
endangered.
Yeah, we got to take care
Hey,
of
I'm
them.
a big elephant guy, by the way. I
They're
watch
great.
some documentaries. I'm a big elephant guy.
Smart.
You're afraid
Oh, yeah.
of bees?
Oh wait, we haven't talked. Didn't you save a guy's life?
Oh, I didn't. No. Good call. This was cool.
Yeah.
I was on a flight home yesterday from Hawaii, out of Honolulu to Minnesota.
Cold there.
Okay.
St. Paul, maybe.
Minneapolis?
They're all
Yeah,
up
Twin
there.
Cities.
The airport that's in Minnesota. It's a big one.
Right.
I think it is in Minneapolis, St. Paul, or somewhere else. I'm not 100% sure. Flight, 7.5 hour flight. Okay. To get to Honolulu, had to take another little flight to there. It was a long travel day, but the 7.5 hour flight, you're really trying to time up all your potential sleeping things
Sure.
because you're trying to catch up with the time zone change and everything like that. Very lucky to get one of the front seats of the plane.
Nice.
We're sitting in there, we're hanging out. Everything's about to hit for me perfectly. Like, hey, I've balanced these Advil PMs, vitamins.
Melatonin.
Yeah, everything's about to hit perfectly. We're all the way out at the runway, okay, about to take off. All of a sudden, on loudspeaker, are there any doctors or medical professionals on the plane? We have a medical emergency happening at 50B. We are at runway, clear for takeoff. Already been announced. We're number one. We are clear for takeoff on the thing. All of a sudden, boom, comes out of there. I am in a little bit of a haze at this point because I'm timing up my sleep for the next 7.5 hours to hopefully catch up this thing when we get to Minneapolis. All of a sudden, that thing comes over the speaker. Obviously, everybody go, whoa, what the hell is going on? I thought we were taking off. I turn around to look behind me. I'm in seat 4. We're in a pod, so it is difficult to see, especially whenever you're kind of the way you are. I turn. This dude levitates out of his seat, okay? Because the pods, they're a little bit higher, like when I turn, there's a little bit of a higher thing and there's more. It's not just a straight up seat or whatever. I turn around and I see this fucking guy. He literally, like fucking straight up, like Tim McGraw did at that concert. When somebody thought, this guy levitates straight up out of his seat. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And then he just turns and it seems like he glides to the back of the plane. Gone, all right? And I'm so mesmerized by this. I guess there was a lady sitting next to him. She also got up and went to the back, but she would have been back here from my view so I can see her. 2 hallways, big fucking plane, okay? 2 aisles. So this dude gets up, levitates, sprints to the back, all right? So now plane stops. Holy shit. Announcement comes up from pilot. We are turning plane back around to go back to gate or whatever because of medical emergency. So plane turns around. There's fire trucks and ambulances flanking us. Damn. Okay, as we're going back to the gate or whatever. We're already out there. We're out there because, to get to the runway or whatever, big fucking plane, I guess, we were out there. These airports are massive, by the way, depending upon the wind, wherever you are. So we're driving back to the gate. Everybody is obviously like, what the fuck is going on here? My wife she's on the other side, so she can stare right down the aisle. So she has a good lean looking down the aisle. Everybody's kind of looking back to where 50B was. There was a moment there where the wife was getting consoled in the arms of like the flight attendant, where she was like crying. And this, just assumed that dead person was back in the back of the plane. Like, that is the feeling that we all had. Like, oh my God, their person has died on this flight or whatever. That's terrible. Never ever could have experienced this. Then as we get back to the gate, there's like a sigh of relief and like a sound. And then we get to the gate opens. The guy actually ends up walking himself off the plane with the wife right behind him and a little bit of a crew, and they kind of walk off, put the mask on. There's he's obviously like not walking great, but he is walking himself off the plane, had a big beard. And then all of a sudden that doctor just like squeaks by, almost sits back in his seat and just sits down, right? Then puts his headphones on, had a bunch of paperwork, and nobody's saying anything because they're like kind of wondering what's going on. So I like get up and I like just go over to the guy. I'm like, excuse me, did you just fucking run back there and like save that guy's life? Essentially, I was like, fucking good on.
Yeah. Wow.
I literally like just like right in this dude's face. He's in the pod. I'm like, man, good for you. Like, I feel like we should be celebrating this. I know, like, when a doctor does surgery and saves a life in the ER, they're around other medical professionals. So I doubt that there's any normal people that are like, holy shit, how did you make that person's heart start beating again? That person was dead. They were consoling the wife actually so much. And then this guy brings up, like, you deserve to be commended for that, sir. I'm like, can I can I take a picture with you and everything like that? He's like, yeah, absolutely, man. No big deal. Like, just like nothing just fucking happened, okay?
Yeah.
Literally just brought a human back to life with his bare hands on a plane in which he levitated to. And I take a picture and I go, what's your name? He goes, Commander A is what they call me. I said, what? Commander A, you're like the fucking coolest guy of all time. Yeah. He goes, I'm in the Navy. He was a Marine. He was in the Navy. He basically, I think he's a military doctor, but he's like this fucking Commander A is what they call
weapon.
Him. Yeah, absolutely. I was like, well, whatever, Doc. Thanks for saving a life. And the lady he was with, I don't know if she was married to him or co-worker. I didn't see her because my view only had him.
Yeah.
I talked to her after as well. I was like, I'm sorry I didn't see you. I was like, this has never happened to me before. She was like, it actually happens more often than you think or whatever. I'm like, well, thanks for all the lives you motherfuckers are saving out there. It was a movie, though. It was absurd. Had to take a picture with Commander A. And, I mean, just to know that there's like superheroes just walking amongst us.
Yeah, wow. Geez, need more Commander A.
It was wild, dude. It was fucking wild. I was like, because I literally, as I'm turning, I'm like, half asleep or whatever. And then he just fucking pops up out of nowhere. What the fuck? And he got a shark necklace.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was like, okay, yeah, this guy's a weapon.
This guy is amazing.
Yeah.
So obviously it took another 30, 45 minutes to refill it and get us off there.
Right.
But I was literally I was like staring at him a couple different times. I'm like, nobody's giving this guy.
Yeah.
Is it unethical if he just kept his headphones in and just said fuck it?
Wait. Oh yeah.
If he just doesn't.
That's what I'm saying.
Like do you have to?
It's against the oath,
yeah. I think there is an oath that you have to.
Oath.
Yeah. But if you didn't hear it, like 7.5 hour flight, he had to be on call basically for this random flight back from Hawaii. A lot of military in Hawaii.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the case is. And shout out to, by the way, shout out. But I mean, I was halfway dead. And imagine if I had to do something. So this guy was like,
is there a punter on the plane?
I need a ball to be kicking. And it's like, I don't think I can do it. Just the ability, out of nowhere, it was awesome. Need more Commander A's, a lot less us.
Yeah, was it HIPAA? Did you find out what actually happened to the guy?
No, I didn't. I felt like uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's basically.
But I assume the heart stopped.
International ocean laws. You can talk about patients on an airplane.
I feel like the heart stopped. If I had to guess, it feels like that's what happened.
They have a defibrillator.
No,
I would assume
Commander A.
Dude.
It's not maritime law at an airport in Hawaii, Diggs.
Yeah, it's on land there in Hawaii.
Yeah, that's what you guys think.
But it's Hawaii. It's
more like you're kind of just on a bunch of lava, to be honest.
Well, to be clear, there was a lot more laws over there, actually, with the whole COVID's still in its prime.
Oh, yeah.
COVID's still in its prime over there. So much so, and by the way, I think it's just commercial planes or whatever. That same flight where old buddy saved shots, Commander A, long flight. I was able to find my right mental state of mind about an hour and a half into flight. So you still got a good 5 hours left there, 6 hours left there if you really want. I was able to fall asleep. It was really nice. It was one of those pods.
There we go.
Really, really nice. Now you have to have a mask on, obviously, on the plane the entire
While you're
time.
sleeping?
Whole time you have to have a mask on the plane. And I was laying down, passed out, and I had like blanket up on me. Head was down in a corner almost, and I was woken up with the 2-finger right on the shoulders there. Yeah. My mask was right below my nose. So please lift your mask above your nose. And I said, oh, thank you. Thank you for saving the world. And I put it back up, and then I tried to fall back to sleep. Obviously couldn't.
Yeah.
Obviously couldn't. But I couldn't even fathom how many people that person has said that to. And if that's what her job was, what a terrible job that has to be. Because obviously I was just so out of it. Like, I'd assume there's some people that would be like, hey, excuse me. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just sleeping. You had to literally get a flashlight out to see if this thing was over my nose. And you woke me up to tell me to move it. It was an eighth of a centimeter. And by the way, are we judging the mask as a whole? Because I don't think this son of a bitch is suction cup to my thing.
Yeah.
There's a chance there's some things getting out there. But I think that was like her required job.
Oh, yeah.
It has had to, I assume this has been terrible for the airlines, this entire thing.
For sure. You almost feel bad for him because
actually.
Yeah, she's in a position where it's like they'll shit can her if she's not doing that kind of stuff.
I think she was a little bit more stringent than most. But
I had one too. There was a kid that was like, I think maybe 7 next to me, just, goofing around on his iPad, and it kept falling down. And she told him about 5-6 times, hey, get that fucking mask up over your nose. And
hey, by the way, everybody, just whatever's safe for everybody, I understand, but I didn't do it on purpose. I was clearly unconscious at the time, but hey, air's still going out. And I should have told her, like, I actually can't breathe through my nose. I'm a mouth breather anyway, so we should maybe lift it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Maybe we should tighten this thing around my mouth because I can't. because I ran into a truck as a kid. You know, the side of the truck broke my nose, can't really breathe out of it. It's tough. I have a dry mouth in the morning when I wake up. It's probably why I'm gargly, because I have to breathe through my mouth. But that's too much information. What I'm saying is, it was actually better served down here than it is up here. But hey,
you got it.
Yeah.
Imagine if I gave her that. Would have never been able to. Anyways, let's move on to football conversation. Shout out to Commander A. Though.
Thank you, Commander A.
And to the flight attendant saved.
And thank you,
That's right.
flight attendant, math lady.
Probably actually saved more lives.
That's what I'm saying. Zeeth? Zeeth.
Oh, got me.
Zeeth. She did. Let's not make light of this, please. We're out of that. We'd like it to get quieter.
Right.
We all said it. We all talked about it. Speaking of quiet, franchise tag can be placed starting today. Nobody's done anything, right?
No.
Nobody's done anything. Devontae Adams allegedly going to be at franchise tag for the Green Bay Packers. The franchise tag is obviously a 1-year deal that is worth the amount of the top 5 salaries at your position minus bonuses. So it's an automatic, it's a guaranteed contract. They are high numbers, they're big numbers. I was franchise tagged my first potential contract year. It was, a couple $1 million. So as soon as I was able to sign it, I signed it because I thought it was hysterical that if I signed my name on this piece of paper, like $2 million are definitely coming to me. Yeah, all right, I'll sign my name on that piece of paper just because it is grossly overpaid for me. A lot of players hate it though, because long-term comfort, long-term deals obviously mean more money. Now, what will become of the world as we see more players do 1-year deals, going places, trying to win a ring, maybe getting up and going elsewhere, where the franchise tag maybe almost be not the standard because teams are controlling that as opposed to players, but will 1-year, 2-year deals become the standard for most people anyways? And will the franchise tag hate drop off? Possibly. We shall see as we go. But if you're with a terrible franchise and they're not allowing you to go to free agency and it's your one time to go get paid and maybe experience happiness and success in the NFL, and that team slaps the franchise tag on you, you can see how that is demoralizing, and some people can end up hating the franchise tag, which is the narrative that has been built up over the last whatever many years franchise tags have been around. I signed immediately because it was money. Devontae Adams, though, you heard Aaron speak about it, does not want a franchise tag. He would like to get a deal that is large, that is comfortable, that is for the future, so that next year he doesn't have to do this again or worry about potentially getting injured all year and not being able to get another deal, one in which he's already earned. So there's lots of pros and cons to all of this. Most of it revolves around who controls the decision being made, whether it's the players or the teams. Teams control this one, which is why a lot of players hate it. There's been a lot of conversation about removing the franchise tag. The NFL has not budged on that. The NFLPA has fought for that in so many other things.
Oh, yeah.
They fucking they stink. But anyways, that happens today. And there's going to be so much drama as this whole thing unfolds. Who's happy, who's not happy, who ends up negotiating on the franchise tag before they're not able to negotiate on the franchise tag again. It's all one big, drama-filled thing. But there's a lot of money on the line and a lot of, roster construction that could take place.
Well, for most of these guys like Devontae, I think J.C. Jackson's going through it now too. It's like you're trying to get the deal done now, right? Before the March 8th deadline for the franchise tag. So those negotiations are still going on. It just kind of looms over your head. And plus you can save more money if you do that long-term deal. Right, because you can.
Well, it depends on how you shape it, right?
Yeah, depending on how you shape it.
Because you can do these 5-year deals and just kick everything on the back end of it, and then get fucked over later. The Saints are $71 million over the salary cap because they had a lot of deals that they just kicked down the road. That's called salary cap gymnastics, which has led us to believe. By the way, new season of this show, 2022 NFL season. This show. Same motto, salary cap does not matter.
No, it doesn't.
No.
It's going up. It's at like $205 million or something like that, which is the most it's ever been. It's only going to continue to grow as more digital streaming platforms come into play. But there's ways to get around it for everybody. So the franchise tag is an interesting thing because if you're a player and you see what everybody else is able to do contract-wise in places and maneuver around these restrictions and salary cap, and you're wondering why the team continues to only give you a 1-year deal, you can see how people can get jaded. But hopefully all these guys get paid all the money they're worth. That's what I hope.
And like with Devontae, you could structure it so that the first year is good for them. But he should be getting number 1 wide receiver, number 1 in the league. But if he's actually getting the franchise, you're actually probably getting him for a steal if you can't.
Oh, a complete steal. Yeah. Not just.
But other guys like lower guys who are getting franchised and they're not in the top 5 in their position, then it hurts the team.
Yeah, because you got to think about the jump from like the second highest paid to the 5th highest paid.
Correct.
And you're taking the average of that. The 5th highest paid is probably the first highest paid like 10 years ago, 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Now it's a much different, or 5 years ago. Now it's a much different market. So the franchise tag controlled by the NFL and less money obviously than what you're going to get if you're a top 3 guy at your position. But the fact that all these teams are so far over the salary cap.
Yeah.
And none of them care about it.
Right.
Makes me think if you're franchise tagging somebody, it's legitimately because you just don't know if you want them long term.
True.
Or you just don't get along with them, whatever business wise, because people have been able to make deals happen when there's no reason a deal should be able to. The Saints will be able to play somehow. So the Saints, put that graphic up of the timeline of everything like that. I think by March 16th, shout out to St. Patty's, March 17th, the trade window opens. Teams must be cap compliant by then. Mm-hmm. So teams must be under the cap by March 16th. That is less than a month. Obviously, everybody can do math. That is going to be very difficult for some of these teams, potentially. But $71 million is a lot of fucking money to move. How will they be able to do it? Diggs, you have an interesting look on your face. You don't know if that's true.
Well, because like I remember teams like more during like training camp and stuff who were trying to still get under the cap.
Oh yeah, especially with the roster how it's making. Yeah, maybe there's an off-season cap you have to hit. It has to be a number that you have to hit. We should ask Dirty what that means.
Yeah, probably has to be before the draft too, right? Because don't you have to have money for the draft picks that you have, and then there's one after it.
Yeah, but then there was a time in the past where they signed some of their rookies, but they didn't have enough money for the rest of it. They had to make a move. Well, it's all bullshit.
And the Saints,
which is even more so the conversation about the franchise tag. Like, it's all bullshit. Like, you can move the salary cap however you want to move it, if you want to move it.
Well, and the Saints just give Taysom Hill $40 million a year, but really
upwards of $40 million.
Yeah, but really it's $5
downwards
million.
of 15.
Yeah, 15.
How come no one's talking about him being their quarterback next year?
Because if he's their quarterback, he has to get paid $40 million.
Yeah, and they're $200 million over the cap.
Yeah, so they created a deal. So this is really inside the weeds here, but franchise tag conversation is just strictly about roster construction. How much money do you have? How much are you willing to pay? Do you want to move on from somebody? Do you think they're in your long-term plans, but they're not? Like, these salary cap conversations happen where it's all a joke. It's all fake. It was all made up, until one or two GMs started figuring out how we can manipulate it. Oh, if we do signing bonus, it takes away from the contract bonus. And if we kick it to years 3, 4, even though years 3 and 4 are just optional and they can opt out, we can both opt out and we'll take some sort of penalty, but it'll be 3, 4 years down the line. And then we'll be able to remortgage that almost and hedge that for 3 years down. We'll be able to kick this down the road. All that stuff's been able to happen with all these different rules that are in place. They signed Taysom Hill to a deal, 4 years, $160 million or something like that was the big tagline, which was $40 million a year if he became the quarterback of the New Orleans Saints. Downside was like $15 million a year, so it's actually only a $60 million deal. If he plays quarterback, it goes up to $40 million. They said the reason why they had that is because if they had to renegotiate the deal within a year because he did become a starting quarterback, the highest you'd be able to go is what you're already able to agree to. So what we're saying is that $40 million was in a contract, but it was never going to happen.
No.
That's why these salary caps, you have no idea what's real and what's not because who knows what's getting paid and what isn't getting paid.
Well, and also you look at like the Saints have taught, or we hear that like how they want to go get Russell Wilson. Like it doesn't matter that they're $90 million over the cap because they're actively, we're thinking that they're actively going to go after a quarterback who's going to command a shitload of money. Like, so it makes no sense and it clearly doesn't mean anything.
So the bottom 5 in cap space, the Saints $71.5 million over. The Green Bay Packers, $38 million over. The Cowboys, $21 million over. The Vikings, $12 million over. And they're paying Kirk $45. That's his cap.
Yeah, that's his cap.
So people are saying the Panthers are snooping around on Kirk Cousins. The Vikings are $12 million over cap. The Vikings have a new GM and a new head coach. They are set to pay somebody $45 million that was, negotiated by the previous people. And Ian Rappaport's telling us that isn't the Vikings leaking that the Panthers are interested in Kirk Cousins. Feels like that is the Vikings leaking that another team is interested in Kirk Cousins, trying to move him. Not 100% sure. Kevin O'Connell, formerly of the Rams, now with the Vikings, has told Ian or told publicly that he can build around Kirk Cousins. $45 million salary cap hit in a $12 million over cap situation. Feels like quite a movable option, but also this is a young GM. This GM might understand the salary cap means nothing. The Giants are $5 million over. They don't care.
No.
Nobody, none of these teams care that they're over. Top 10 in space, Dolphins have like $68 million. New head coach. What? McDaniel. What will he do with all that money? Nothing? Will it matter that they have $62 million at Bubba Gumpino?
Might win something. What?
Maybe
be good for once.
What? Maybe Tua is the guy, maybe he isn't. But $67 million is a lot of fucking money. Are they going to invest it? Are they going to use it? Because all the teams that are down in the bottom 5 seem to be teams that are trying to really. Now the Giants stink. I don't know how.
Yeah.
I don't know how you.
They know they're not going to win, so I think they just don't give a shit.
But you look at the money. The Chargers have $62 million. They could technically do a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Jags $61 million with Doug Peterson, huh? Super Bowl pedigree
Dougie.
down there. $61 million. Bengals $58 million coming off of a Super Bowl. Can't spend any of that on an indoor practice facility.
No.
Have to spend it on the roster because there is actually a floor on the amount you have to spend. Would have never thought that the Bengals would be in the team with the most cap space, top 5. They are investing, by the way.
Yeah.
They are good. And they got Joey. Jets $47 million over, or have $47 million. Broncos $44. Colts $42.9.
Wow.
They're always in
That's a
good
lot of
space.
Always
goldfish.
sitting on cash.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Just hanging out with it.
What's that all about?
You know, it's much better to have cap than not to, you know.
I mean,
That's their thought.
Yeah, but we got an owner who will spend. I mean,
Yeah, but
the guy put the Beatles back together 10 different times on 4 different drum sets that fucking cost $100 million. That's
right.
He will spend money if we find the right pieces, I guess. Is that with Carl Wentz's contract in there as well?
I think so.
yeah, I assume. But you have
send
to
it out.
subtract 15, obviously, for when they cut his ass.
Well, that's just send it out. By the way, I love Carson as a person.
Yeah, he's
Great
the
guy.
man. But they're
Seahawks have $42 million, probably more because Russell Wilson's maybe on the move to Washington Commanders.
What?
Oh, we didn't change their logo.
Oh yeah, this one's old. That's on me.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I knew we had it somewhere, so I just had Gertie send.
Because right now, Washington fans are saying,
We are Commanders. Bum, 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 bum.
so sweet.
Imagine the whole stadium doing that. There's like poop coming through the pipes.
Yeah.
And they're like, we are Commanders. Bum, 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 bum. And there's just poop pipe water coming down.
Yeah, but Ron Rivera.
So when you
Chase Young's running out there.
At
Bum, bum, bum,
That's
bum,
sweet.
bum, 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 bum.
at Heinz, when you get in the red zone, the 2 ketchup bottles pour out. They should just have poop pipes do it when they get in the red zone.
And then they fill that fills up a
poop zone.
That fills up a Commander's.
Oh, yeah.
Jacksonville
Yeah,
style
maybe
pool.
it's when they're on defense, like, hey, you're in some shit now.
Yeah.
Welcome to the
Welcome to the
Commander
poop
zone.
zone.
Oh, yeah. By the way, Commander A.
Yeah, shout out. He should be the mascot.
That's a good
He
omen.
should be.
With the shark tooth necklace, yeah.
He should be. Commander A. Hey, man, do you mind if I tell this story I said to him? Like, you don't know me. You shouldn't know me. Some people do, though. I'm going to tell the story. I think a lot of people are going to hear this. This is what I said. He said, what's your name? I said, Pat McAfee. He goes, oh, the software. I was like, no.
Oh, Commander.
I'm an idiot on the internet. Yeah, I'm an idiot on the internet, pal. Don't worry about it. But Commander is a high title.
Oh, yeah. And he's asking about.
Commander Aziz.
I love this guy sees a McAfee in first class at a nice seat. Oh, software.
Software, yeah. Not on the internet. I mean, kind of software, I guess, but no. Firmware, maybe a little bit. What? Got a little software.
What?
Hardware.
What?
Tech.
What?
Let's get to a break. Anyways, there's so much money out there.
Yeah.
And now with Jarvis tweeting what he's tweeting, the Bears got $34 million. Zito put it back up there.
Bears on.
Because he wanted to make sure that got in there. Of
course.
Eberflus up there calling the shots. Maybe the Bears will be back. Who's GM who showed up in the Benzo? Former player?
Yeah.
Ryan Poles.
What you call him?
Ryan Poles. Big Pole.
Big Paul?
Paul.
They got money to spend.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Good
Justin
players.
Fields. How will he be? Is he going to be a guy? Seems like he's got some moments of being a guy.
There's so many free agents that would help, like basically all 10 of those teams. Like Armstead from the Saints, the lineman. The Bengals should just throw $30 million.
Here you go, pal.
Yeah.
Come on in.
Come on.
Seriously.
We gave up 9 sacks in one game, 7 in the Super Bowl, 6 in one half. All right. I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah.
Could have been 7 in one half, by the way, if Joey doesn't get the ball out somehow and Aaron Donald's got him in the grass.
Yeah.
So
They're saying Tunsil might be a trade target for the Bengals. So
get him in Indy.
who knows? The Texans could have $650 million of cap space by the end of next week.
Yeah, I
they
mean,
trade
there's a
all these
chance,
guys
yeah.
that are any good.
Well, they got $35 million against their cap and a quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson, people are asking about, I guess. Florio tweeted, the longer this goes on, the worse it is for the Texans. I mean, that's kind of been going on for a year and a half, 2 years, but his deposition. What is disposition? That's
like your
acting.
yeah.
Like your general disposition.
Oh.
Okay, well, his
Deposition.
which might be his disposition.
Who the hell is Florio's source on this, though?
Probably Busby.
Or Chuck.
Or just real life. I mean, that does seem like the longer it goes, the more
just knowing
checks out.
that happens. It's been going on for like a year and a half, but that's been postponed like a month, right?
Yeah.
So there's no team that's going to make a move before that happens.
No.
So there's nothing the Texans can really do. So what is going to happen with that whole situation? How come it didn't end up on the commissioners? Felt like that's exactly what the list was for, right?
Right.
And they did their own
investigation.
Yeah.
So now the depositions are going to happen, and then it'll all get figured out or whatever. He's going to be on the move.
Yeah.
He's a great quarterback on the field. Off the field, I mean, there's a lot of accusations that are very, very serious. Much more serious than football. He's going to be on the move. Maybe Russell's going to be on the move, huh? Team 3, is that what he was saying to Roger Goodell at the Super Bowl when he was in the suite?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, remember last year we kind of pump faked it? This year,
It's happening.
We're going.
no, I don't know. We don't know if that's real or not. Aaron Rodgers, what's he doing? Sounds like he's going back to the pack or retiring. But they complimented Hackett a lot, though. Derek Carr's getting a new deal, allegedly. Who knows?
Jimmy G.
Jimmy G's going to be on the move. Carl Wentz, what's he going to do?
He's
Bitch.
He's done.
And Tom Brady's completely retired, right?
For a couple years, and then Gronk said he'll come back when he's 50. And
That's what Gronk said?
Yeah, Gronk said he could see him coming back in 3 or 4 years. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I assume that's not going to be the case. He will get a taste of the retirement life, and I assume it's going to be very good to Tom Brady. Yeah.
For sure.
He'll get a chance to compete some other way. He'll get a chance to figure something out, and then he'll be like, yeah, it was a good time, but old George Blanda played until he was 50-something.
That's right.
It's a Western Pennsylvania guy.
Hell yeah.
No big deal.
Hell of a kicker as
Real
well.
grit.
Oh, yeah.
Got smoked six.
Smoked
Six,
the pack while he threw the pigskin
And
around.
then he'd kick it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Hero.
What a legend.
That dude is football.
When they put his picture next to Brady at the same age, that was all time.
Yeah, this is the guy who played until he's 50-something years old. Had a heater bouncing out of his mouth like this. Face just ready to go. We play football or not? That guy was going to play till he died.
Oh, yeah.
That was the plan. Somebody forced him into retirement. Tom Brady felt like it was going to be the same thing. Then maybe he got at ease. And then there's impregnable sources that are saying a lot of other things.
Okay.
But who knows about any of the drama? Maybe Tom will come back. Maybe he won't. We will break down more bullshit on the other side of this 4-minute break and some phone calls on the 5 Energy phone line. Can't wait for that. We'll see you in 4. Cheers. Hey, we're up to something big. Hey, we're up to something big, AJ. We are up to something. This is the coolest moment of the history of my existence. I think people are going to be startled. It's a joke, and I can't thank everybody enough, honestly. I'm up to something. Today's a big time day. Let's go. Not only are we going back to Plum to do something cool, but today is the day that our heater horse has arrived for the Super Bowl. It's a pretty big deal. Whenever you get a chance to give back to where you're from, especially a place that helped create me and mold me, I'm very, very lucky to do it. I'm lucky to be from here, and it seems like the only smart thing to do would be give back. What's doing, Mark? Stinks here, huh? What's up, Kennywood, dude? Kennywood is named after Kenny's Woods. A man named Kenny owned the hill in the woody area. They turned it into an amusement park, which is a Yinzer staple. So Jeezy actually shouts out this area we're in currently. I think life can be much simpler whenever you just take care of your people, enjoy your life, and do your thing, and that's all we're trying to do. Growing old, slowly dying. How about you? How's everybody? I'm gonna give a full lead up to how I got to where I'm at. I think I'm very lucky to be from here. If you're a kid that has walked through these halls, you understand something that not a lot of people do. I think Plum is a much different place than everywhere else. And there's Nick up there. Go look at Nick, how pissed off he is. This past summer, I was driving through here because I was here for an event, and Angelo Bolino, little blonde-haired kid, was kicking on the same field that I used to kick on as a child. And he had like 2 balls and a holder. and I was watching him kick, and then he would go shag for himself, and then he would come back and kick. And the easy question is, if he had 10 balls, how much better could Angelo Bellino be? If I would have been able to have 10 balls, 15 balls, new cleats, new everything, chances to go to camps with my teammates and everything, what could have happened? So I said to myself, literally after meeting with Angelo, great season, by the way, dude. I said, if I ever get a chance, I'm going to try to take care of the potential humans and kids that were in my exact position in club. I'm going to give $200,000 to the Plum area soccer. I'm going to give $150,000 to the PMFA youth football. I'm going to give $100,000 to the baseball youth. I'm going to give $100,000 to the lacrosse. And then we're going to have $2 million in this fund that'll just start. And hopefully it'll only go on from there.
Sweet stuff for sports.
Just anything to make everybody's, the teams and the players' lives easier, better. Trying to streamline the entire process of taking care of the athletes at Plum High School is kind of what it's all about.
Hey, you too. Wow, dude, that was cool.
All right, Narati, like the indie. You're going to have a lot of people that have never accomplished anything in their life tell you that what you're thinking about doing isn't possible. Just because they don't think they could accomplish it doesn't mean anything to you. Cheers, everybody. Hey, we're all Mustangs here. Let's go.
Here we go. At the top of the class on the road. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ay, on the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command line. Yeah, you about to see me on demand, like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream.
It's a new season of hashtag PMS Live, but we're still Arby's guys.
Hell yeah!
All off season, we're running on the high quality meats from Arby's. Right now on the 2 for $6 menu, you can get yourself a classic beef and cheddar, a white cheddar mac and cheese, premium delicious 9-piece chicken nuggets, and much, much more. There's full-size sandwiches and meals that you can only find at Arby's. They don't shrink them down to a junior version like you might find elsewhere.
Shots fired.
2 full-size Arby's meals for $6 daily. The best deal in the game. Go get yours today. Get on, Kia.
Arby's is perfect.
That's actually why Arby's is back. Yeah.
You did the Arby's keto version last time, didn't you?
Yeah, and by the way, lost a lot of weight quick. Found a jawline. How you doing? Keep it moving. Trying to do that right now because last week on Island Time, I gained 16 to 17 pounds.
That'll happen right there with you.
Gotta do it.
We'll have all the announcements for the Cash App winners tomorrow, I believe. Ain't that right, Z?
Yep.
We have an entire. By the way, now that we have Cash App as our official giveaway contest partner thing, like we have streamlined it. We can do more giveaways quicker.
Okay.
Hey, this is really good news.
No more being backed up and having to wait a week and send another one.
CFO Phil, we'd announce somebody won, then they would give their information to Phil, and then the platform or network where we were trying to send the money would put a amount that we're allowed to give away weekly for our own safety, our own benefit. Okay. Thank you, bank, for not letting us spend our own fucking money.
That's right.
Thank you for looking out for us. You are heroes. Thank you for capping the amount of money we're allowed to give away, looking out for us.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Okay. That's a problem.
Trying to get
That's
back.
Oh, yeah, big time.
But anyways, so CFO Phil had to deal with a lot with the platforms, with people. Hey, where's this? So he had to literally back check it all. Started handwriting checks to people, but then we were worried about what's going on there. So Cash App coming into the fold. Amazing news. And we'll have announcements of the winners tomorrow, I believe. That was a lot of money, right?
Oh, yeah.
That was the wrap up of the entire season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hey, let's go.
Yeah.
What a season. I'm pumped it's already next
Pick your winner.
Yeah, I did.
Let's just do a quick pop off. 17,000. That's a lot. That's how many pounds I gained.
17th.
Yeah, let's give away $17,000. Hashtag PMS Live.
Whoa.
2022. Right now, say something nice to somebody.
Okay.
Say something nice to somebody.
That's right.
Yeah.
At somebody, say something nice to somebody. At Cash App as well in there with your cash tag and say something nice to somebody.
There you go.
Hashtag PMS Live 2022. It's a giveaway. First one of the year.
Let's go.
First one of the season. 17,000. Let's go.
Here we go.
We'll have that winner announced tomorrow, too. So that'll be alongside the Cash App season-long wrap-up winners.
It's on my calendar. Thank you.
And then all of the Big Thursday Super Bowl Radio Row giveaway, all that stuff's still TBD because remember it's like 100,000 or 250,000.
Yeah.
Or it's like, I think
and it's also like, hey, we might not know for another 6 months.
Yeah, that's the only thing. Which,
Correct
by the way,
score as well.
we obviously we knew what we were doing going into that show.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Planned it for weeks.
Talked about
Just like we knew we were going to give away $17,000 today.
That was the first thing you said when you walked in.
Hey, you know what? 17,000 for how much weight I gained.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
That's why this show is going to have success for a long time.
Hell yeah.
It's that type of forethought.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not like just after we go live.
No.
All right, what do we do?
No. Preparation.
Preparation is key.
Hey, Super Bowl week was awesome.
Oh, yeah, it was.
So
Agreed.
sweet. And then it's crazy, like just thinking about it and then having Brock on the Monday after the Super Bowl. It was like.
And then the headphones are still in the rafters.
Oh yeah, a lot of asbestos over here.
So
still.
much.
Yeah, there's a bunch on my desk too. I was wondering what it was from. It was because he
He
threw it out of the
launched
ceiling.
those things
it was
up
when
there.
he slammed the door.
Yeah. The cameras actually, when he slammed the door, you can see it. It shakes, it rattles. It's awesome.
He did pretty good. People love Brock Lesnar.
Oh, he's the best.
I
I'm
love
so
Brock
thick.
Lesnar.
Me
Yeah.
too. I love the Brock Lesnar blend as well.
Delicious.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
BeardedButchers.com, promo code Brock, 10% off. Anyway, 17,000. PMS, hashtag PMS Live 2022 at Cash App. Put your cash tag in there. Say something nice to somebody.
Easy.
Let's have a day.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Mitch in Sarasota. What's going on, Mitch?
Hey, Pat, I just wanted to ask your opinion on the thought of Cody potentially jumping ship over to you guys at WWE.
Who cares? The guy stinks. Let's go to Johnny in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. What's going on, Johnny?
What's going on, guys? How are you?
Hey, great. How are you, bub?
Good. It's raining ice over here. It's freezing, but I just wanted to say that Aaron Rodgers, the one word to describe him right now is complete serenity. His mind's right, his body's right. I think everything's working in our favor, and he's going to be a Green Bay Packer, baby.
Hey,
Well
I love
said.
that, Johnny.
Well said.
Sorry about the ice rain. I think we're getting that tonight. I believe. I think we have that coming over here, which is going to stink for tomorrow. Can you spell serenity, Johnny?
Yeah, you got it. SERENITY.
I appreciate that. That is accurate, right?
Yeah.
Mitt put it in
Nailed
here.
Can't wait.
Aaron is that true serenity. SURRENI.
Oh my God.
Hey, I appreciate you, Johnny. Hey, Mitt.
Took a
Welcome
stab.
back, baby.
Yeah, welcome back, man.
I was wondering. I was like, surrender? What, is he gonna? I was excited to hear what it was.
Serenity now.
Man, I love you. That did sound like he was at full serenity.
Absolutely.
And, you know, he's talking about his home life and talking about his work life and everything kind of being in there. Who knows how long that'll last, but it did feel as if he was coming back.
And to reinforce how fake the cap is, they're going to be able to bring damn near everybody, back that hopefully he wants in that contributed last year.
Let's go to Ed in Pennsylvania. What's going on, Ed?
Hey, Pat. It seems like since your interview with Brock Lesnar, he's loving his fans more. And I want to thank you for having him come to Hershey, Pennsylvania this Friday night, that we can enjoy him and you in Hershey.
Thank you,
Thank
Ed.
you,
Hell
Pat.
yeah.
Thank you, Pat.
Back in Hershey.
Couple wrestling calls here, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, this Friday's at Hershey. Found that out yesterday.
let's
Michael
go.
Cole texted me.
Go to
He
the
said,
Hershey
hey,
Park.
By the way, Hershey, Friday. I was like, oh, shit. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Back to working. Gotta
Oh yeah.
gotta set up the plane here. Gotta make this whole thing happen. Excited to get there. Go back couple calls. I guess Cody Rhodes is coming to WWE.
Oh, really?
I guess. Who cares, dude? Him and his little friend started something. It was terrible. We actually went head to head with them on Wednesdays. We beat them a couple different times. Who cares? The hell with Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, it's Brock and Roman. Come on.
Now people are going to think I'm starting an angle with Cody Rhodes. I'm actually pretty pumped if Cody's coming back. Obviously a massive name in sports entertainment. If he's coming to SmackDown, I'm excited about it.
Yeah, as long as that little fuck Adam Cole never comes.
Well, he'll never be invited.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's done. He's
done.
dead.
Career's
Just
over.
making sure.
Cody Rhodes could be cool though in WWE.
Be sweet.
Put him back in Stardust, huh? Put him in that. Seeing what he did at AEW and then seeing what he was doing in WWE, I could see why he maybe wanted to, go. But if he's back, he's back. I'm excited about it. And Brock Lesnar is awesome.
Yeah, him with the fan. That was yesterday, right? Walking out.
Yeah,
Having the kid
Yeah, had
smack
the
the
kid.
belt.
Yeah, little kid.
Yeah.
Hey, this could be you someday. Oh, Cowboy Brock, man.
Get one of these.
Hey, get you one of these.
Great guy.
Hey, listen, get you one of these. And then maybe, you can even get two of these. And then maybe you even say, you know what, United States, I'm your fucking champion. Wow. And then you say, hey, how much is that title worth? $1 million. Woo. And then you're just strapped up all the way, you know what I mean? This could be you, kid. That's what Brock said.
That's right. Get a couple of these.
As long as I'm not still here, this could be you.
By the way, just dropped $1 million, huh? Didn't mean to do that. It's not as sturdy as the other ones. Title versus title at WrestleMania.
Oh, Can't
wait.
Winner take all.
Hell yeah.
Brock and Roman.
What?
Everybody knows, Brock and I have a friendship now.
Budding relationship.
It is. I mean, he fucking broke our shit.
Yeah.
They did.
But
Got sawdust all over the table. Got some headphones up in the rafters. But, I mean, that was an incredible
yeah,
conversation.
he gave us all the seasoning.
He did. He gave us a bucket of seasoning.
A bucket.
And by the way, seasoning is delicious.
Oh, yeah, very tasty.
It's perfect right now for my keto. I mean,
Yep.
it is an awesome time. It's awesome. I've always been a big Roman guy.
I know.
Shit.
What am I going to do?
Kind of torn.
Roman give you any seasoning?
Yeah.
Roman's very nice to me.
Any seasoning?
Never gave me any seasoning. Nor beers. What?
What?
We'll see, I guess.
Yeah,
What am I going to do?
Call
gonna
it down the middle.
I'll be stern but fair.
Stern but fair.
That's
Have
right.
to.
I'll be stern but fair.
Like when Herb Street's calling a game, he can't make a pick on game day.
Yeah, neither can Schefter because Schefter's an insider.
That's right.
Okay.
Schefter reported that Aaron said he's not going to do anything today, by the way, as did a lot of other people. We appreciate
did?
everybody watching.
Nice.
Shout out.
Schefter kind of got buried in there, when I asked about the accumulation of information. And by the way, when you live in the paint, every once in a while you're going to get dunked on.
Yeah.
And that happened to Schefter.
That's right.
More than once. Not today. but
Rapport, I mean,
Rap sheet.
he gets dunked on.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he's always boozed up, though. He doesn't even remember.
Rich
the rest of
Ornberger
those.
got in the insider
Rich.
game.
Yep.
Hey, when you get in the insider game, you're going to get dunked on.
Yeah.
That's right.
Once again, we are not happy that AQ Shipley's telling everybody else stuff but us.
It's ridiculous.
I understand he and Rich and by the way, what we're saying is we don't think AQ was the source for that entire situation.
No.
Because, to be honest, if AQ was a source for somebody else with big-time information like that, and he didn't tell me, I would hold it against him.
Never talk to him again.
Yeah, I would. That's, boom, wouldn't do that. Now, granted, Rich and AQ were friends 15 years ago, but just the whole outing of AQ being the automatic source was wild.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Jesus.
AQ was like, what the fuck, man? What am I doing? What's going on? I was trying to ride this Peloton. Got so many kids.
Yeah.
I'm out in Arizona.
Add him to the list of people who just took it on the shins this past week.
There's a lot of shins. A lot of shins. All right, let's get to another phone call. Let's go
Taking
to.
it on the shins better than taking it on the spine.
Wow.
That's true.
Thank you, Matthew.
Wow. Jeez Louise.
He launched her off that stage.
All right.
Yeah, this is Sparta.
Bro, him going, whoa.
Oh, no. You're going to have to handle that.
It's terrible.
She fell a long way.
By the way, terrible. All of it's terrible.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrible. But I mean, he was what? Probably 40, 50 Bud Lights.
People expecting him to dive head first off that thing. The guy's had 65 beers.
Commander A, okay, 7C, the plane I was at, would have immediately
dove head first off the stage.
But also, there had to be a better reaction than that. I mean, it was just, and then I obviously got thrusted into the middle of it because I came out of fucking my phone hibernation in Hawaii. Oh, that's sad. I don't love that. That's a negative way to, for the Super Bowl parade to end, kind of. Let's go ahead and help out.
And again, though, as a photographer, you got to know what's going on around you.
Well, she did, but Matthew had seen the tweets days earlier because he's a major. He prepares a lot, and when he was going, hey, will you take our picture? Just keep back up just a little bit more.
He did not.
Back up. Almost there. Keep.
Listen,
enough
with the jokes. Enough with the jokes. Very serious.
I think
very
it was
serious.
interesting that she decided to stack those milk crates up that high and stand on those.
No, so where was she? It was the end of that stage, right? Is that what happened? And she was setting up a photo. She's a photographer. She's young, by the way. I learned this because a lot of the things that had surfaced were from like 2014, 2013. Like, that's not that long ago.
No.
She was very young when that all happened, is what I was being told. When I was being told a scumbag. I was being called a scumbag and somebody that supports racist people.
Yeah,
so,
come on.
I mean, that's what I jumped back into my phone. I apologize to everybody.
Yeah, she had her long lens on, and that was not good for her in that situation.
Okay, so that's exactly. She was trying to get the
She was
shot.
trying to get it back, and then she landed on the metal barricade.
Jeez.
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's go to the phones.
10-foot drop.
I thought it was a flat back. It was on the barricade.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Also,
hope everybody's okay, obviously.
Not the only person who took a pretty scary bump this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Madcap Moss landed on his fucking head.
That was scary.
God.
Hey, when I saw the clip, I thought, by the way, there's another thing. Me picking my phone up, seeing something. Oh, my God, is he dead?
Yeah.
And then having no service where I was. So trying to get more information.
Them slow-moing that thing, too.
Bro, his head.
Oh, yeah.
So bad.
You saw
I guess he's all right? I don't know.
Yeah.
Finished the match from what I understand.
Yeah.
Listen, Madcap and Happy, they are what they are, but unbelievable.
Might need a helmet if he's.
Let's go to Aaron in Wisconsin. What's going on, Aaron? Is this Aaron Rodgers?
What?
No, he's in.
No, Aaron Jersey. How you guys doing?
Hey, keep moving. All right.
You hung up?
Is this Steve?
Hey, hang up.
What's that?
Yes.
What the fuck?
Don't get yourself canceled now.
Can you guys hear me?
Aaron!
Pat!
Aaron.
Pat? Can you hear me?
Nick, I think turn it up a little.
I just
trying
don't
to
think
play it up.
hear you.
He probably can't hear us.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Turn us up a little bit so you can hear. I don't think because Aaron, what's going on, man? What do you want to talk about, Aaron?
Hey, want to talk about the greatness of Rodgers and the shittiness of my weather.
He must not be able to hear us.
What's the deal?
Whatever. We just talked to him last hour.
We talked to Aaron Rodgers an hour ago, so I guess Aaron was gone. Sorry about Aaron. Is that our phones, you think?
I don't know.
Oh, because we made fun of Mitt. Serenity.
Yeah.
Fun of us.
Aaron.
Pat!
Oh, there you are. Aaron, what's going on, man? We only got like 30 seconds or so before the hard out here. What do you want to talk about, brother? Sorry about that. I think it was a sound thing we had going on.
Oh, no, you're good. You're good.
Oh,
I
thank you.
just wanted
Yeah, you sound good.
Oh, that's on me, Aaron.
I just wanted.
I apologize.
No, you're good.
Aaron.
You're good.
We got 20 seconds,
I got
Aaron.
you.
What are you doing?
There's no reason for that. Sorry about this, Aaron.
Devontae gets tagged and then extended, and we win the next three. Bring it on.
Holy shit. Worse he'll wait. We're back in 21 hours here on Sirius XM, Channel 82, Mad Dog Sports Radio. See you then. Fucking.
On the screws.
Anytime they start, I do feel bad.
I thought he was doing it on purpose at first.
Yeah, I thought so too. But I don't know what happens. It's probably, they're sitting there listening to the show, and then all of a sudden, quick.
Yeah.
You got to really be on your toes. Gumpy was once a caller. Now he's a full-time employee. Gumpy, what is it like on the other side there? You're just sitting there waiting, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere you hear your name and you got to speak?
Yeah, you just let it eat.
Because there'll be times before shows where I'll go like clear my throat so I have it. I couldn't even imagine just sitting there, 20, 30 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
What if hey, Aaron in Wisconsin, what's going on? Imagine we would bury him.
Oh, man.
Maybe for 2022 season, we're a little bit nicer to the callers.
Nah.
Yeah. A little bit nicer.
Okay, maybe.
Oh, you don't want to be nicer to the callers?
No, I'm all right. Remember when that guy did call that one time, to your point, though, and he basically was just like, hey, never mind. And he just hung up.
Yeah, that guy was awesome.
That was awesome.
That was a great call.
You know what? Never mind.
That was a great call.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
I do. That's what let's do a little
self-scout.
thought shop for ourselves.
Okay, shop.
Let's be nicer to callers.
All right.
On certain days?
1-833-4 McAfee, the 5 Energy phone line. Let's be nicer to callers and understand that they're nervous too.
Yeah.
Slippery slope.
Now, granted, us being nice to them.
Yeah.
Why? What's that?
Well, you give these people an inch, and they'll take a goddamn mile.
Because the callers, and we were told this by the sports pope.
That's exactly. True.
The callers are not your fans. Everybody's like, oh, let's go. Let's listen to the fans. Let's listen to the voice of the fans. They're not necessarily the voice of the fans. These are people that actually want to be part of the show.
Yeah.
That's why they're calling in. We have a lot of appreciation for the people who want to call in to the show. But also, hey, it is a show. So, hey, come on.
Yeah, you got to bring it. And what happens if, someone calls and then we go through their Twitter and it turns out they're a terrible person?
I saw somebody, so when I tweeted that about Commander A,
yeah.
Everybody let their jokes fly. Did you check this guy's Twitter page?
Yeah.
Are you sure you want to be supporting this person? I'm like, great joke. Very real. I understand. Worth it. Absolutely, completely. But you're right. All these people, I just assume it's all fake names from fake towns.
Okay.
That's what I assume. Do you not? When they call in?
No, I assume they're real because because they use their real name and their real towns, because then they tell their buddies later, hey, I got on in Pat McAfee Show.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, send it out or something.
Is that why when we called you Dumpy when you called in, it wouldn't have been great for the brand up there in British Columbia?
Nah, it doesn't matter.
Oh, they called him Dump. Oh, that's probably a whole conversation.
Yeah.
So we should enjoy these conversations more on the phone as well.
They got to bring the juice, though. I mean, if you don't got the juice, you don't got the juice.
Yeah, and if you had the juice at one time and you're on hold too long, you no longer have the juice, it's okay. We understand. Just call back tomorrow.
That's right.
Flip the switch. Okay.
I did a lot of thinking about the callers whenever I was on that island, by the way.
Okay.
Because I enjoy some. What's that?
Why?
There are a lot of people in this office that hate the callers. I will let it be.
I don't hate the callers. I do enjoy burying them, but I don't hate them.
Yeah,
It's
let
a
me in that
massive
group.
difference.
Nah,
I'm in that group too.
nah, you
Some
guys
of the,
hate callers.
some of the callers are good, but like you said, I mean, the sports pulp knows. Like, these guys are not your fans, okay?
Yeah.
They want
So, I mean, you keep that in mind.
What do you say? A Broadway play? And then somebody.
It's like, someone wants to get up from the crowd and go be in the show, okay? I mean, we're paid to do this. You know what I mean? So it's.
A little Gabe Morency. Gabe Morency, the sports bump there. Unbelievable.
Get them in the same room.
I did think about the callers on vacation.
There are some good ones.
Yeah, there is. I agree. I'm a big fan. That's why I always go over and I'm like, yo, Steven in Missouri, what's going on, pal?
Mr. McAfee, the boys, I'm going to keep it going because I got two things real quick. First, Tom Diggs, for the love of God, can you please straighten that picture behind you? My OCD cannot take it anymore.
AJ Hawk broke it.
AJ broke it, dude.
Sorry, Steve.
Hey, picture stays.
Guess you got to tilt your head now.
Number 2.
What if we did just change? What if we changed the camera? Tom Diggs is sideways. He looks like.
That was quick. Hey, that was quick.
That was a good call.
I think that guy just lost his shit when he
we said we weren't going to change it.
Yeah.
That's what happens when AJ's in the office.
Listen, I would assume, though, that OCD people do not watch this show to begin with. Just because what my desk looks like, that thing, let alone this shit here.
What?
I mean, the C's hanging off of Toxic.
What?
We are an OCD nightmare. We will take that into account, Steven. Absolutely.
Speaking of Hawk, is he still with Urban?
So, Urban was not on the Cult Cruise this year.
What?
From just outside looking in from pictures of, Bobby Carpenter and family and Hawk and family and everything like that. It is interesting that Ohio State, this cult, has this fundraiser that goes to some charity of choosing, I guess.
Yeah.
Where it's just a cruise ship where all the ex-legends just go and black out amongst all the fans.
Sure.
Yeah.
And they just sail out at sea for 5-6 days, and everybody loves it. Normally, that'd be something that people dread. That'd be something that people hate going to. Oh, I don't want to go to this whole thing. Everybody that goes to this thing looks forward to it, I think. It's like a class reunion for the football players. And then all the super rich, Waxy and them.
Sure.
Right.
All
Exactly.
the super rich people buy all these seats on these cruises and all the money goes to charity. And they just get hammered drunk out at sea all week, I think. Allegedly, they had to go off course to stop somewhere. That's why he was supposed to be back today, he said. Now, who knows what the fuck
I was
that
going to say,
means.
this guy.
Who knows?
Now,
what that-
there's a situation, Diggs, where maritime law could come into. Who the hell knows what's happening on that cruise?
Well, a cruise, I've been on a couple cruises. I've been presented with quite an opportunity on one particular cruise.
That's cruise.
in which I turned down because it was the first night of the cruise, and on a cruise there's no exits.
Yeah.
You know, you're there. You were there. You were on the cruise.
That's good forethought.
Thank you. I don't normally have that, but when presented
night,
with it, I
different
had to
story.
think about, wow, when I walk. When I would walk back to where my room was, it was me walking across the deck all by myself, and I mean, people can get killed out there.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Like that, no problem.
tossed
at all.
over.
No problem. By yourself, it would make a lot of sense if I stumbled drunk myself off of there.
They're not high enough.
What's that?
The railings aren't high enough.
Yeah, but what about what's in the water?
True. Sharks.
Sharks and
Sharks.
Whales that are
Well,
in
so
the
if you
You take a 40-foot fall.
And
And
then
also,
the
I
propeller
can't
sucks
float.
you under.
Yeah, and I can't float either. I'm dead. That thing at night. You think they're gonna know my drunk ass fell off that deck at whatever 1 a.m., 2 a.m. and stopped the ship? No
you don't show
way.
up to dinner, yeah, they're gonna know.
Anyways, no, I don't think so. Were they really?
Yeah,
Oh, so you're like being accounted for on that?
yeah, for dinner at least. So they'll question and go to your cabin.
You worked on a cruise ship.
Yeah,
Love a cruise ship?
I've never seen one dive. That's a question, but I loved it.
There's people that love cruises.
cruises are sweet.
Yeah,
You love cruises.
I love cruises.
See, I'm not a fan.
It's just
because-
an easy way to see like multiple islands instead of like just going to one and that's it. Like,
yeah, because I guess you can't experience
all
it.
inclusives are way better though. I've learned.
But aren't they just cruise islands though? Like,
Yes,
aren't they just the portion of the island that is bought
You basically
by the
get,
cruise?
you basically get 12 hours to travel on that island, so you can't go too far from port. But
Where'd I go? That one place where I had the mushrooms drink. Ah, that was on one of those cruises.
Jamaica.
Virgin Islands?
No, Jamaica's a lot of weed. The
so there's St. John's,
St. Thomas,
Tor something maybe.
Oh, Tortuga.
Tortuga.
No.
Tortuga. The island of Tortuga. Woo! That would be the place to go.
I don't know what that is, but I don't think
Turks and Caicos.
No, it was some other small little island. Anyways, they had like a mushroom like shake, like a drink, like a shot you're supposed to take of these, mushrooms. I was a big mushroom guy. I was like, absolutely, give me that thing. I drank a mason jar of this shit. And then I got back on the boat. I puked that all out.
Oh,
right on the cruise ship.
Day one of the 12-day phase thing.
Yeah, that was the PK cleanse.
Yeah, there it is.
But the time limit, you like the time like the shot clock, because AJ doesn't feel like somebody that would enjoy a shot clock on it. He loves this cruise ship.
That shocks. Knowing AJ more and more now shocks me that he goes on this.
That's what I'm saying.
He's a god on that boat, though, right?
I don't think he likes that.
AJ
either.
Hawk.
They're feeding him grapes. They're fucking
Carrying
feeding
him around.
Yeah, AJ's here.
Mm-hmm. So it's almost like an AJ Hawk at sea celebration.
He does love the AJ
Yeah.
Hawk. AJ Hawk.
He can also make people disappear in the ocean. No one's
Yeah,
gonna
he's
ask about it.
do his
Jump off
killings.
He's
with
able
no
to get his
worry.
killing per year.
Easy
I'm
to
surprised
cover
Bill
up.
doesn't go on more cruises.
Hey, LASIK Bill is a whole new man.
Oh, yeah.
Put your glasses back on, dude.
Tony.
That's fucking rude.
Nick was gonna say it, so I had to.
There's no reason for either of you to say it.
Nick's
I
in a
just
good
say it.
mood,
I say it to Bill's face. I don't say it to 100,000 people.
There's not 100,000 people. Everybody's gone, dude. There's no news broke. See you later. How you doing? Keep it moving. But tomorrow, what are we going to do for a show? Who knows? Hey, guest locked and loaded for tomorrow.
Huge
Hell
day
yeah.
tomorrow.
It's only
AJ?
like 3 days till the MLS starts. We're good, dude.
Oh, and Neymar's coming.
Yeah.
Neymar's coming to the MLS. Told you, world. The soccer Lombardi's coming home.
When's Ronaldo coming over?
Cristiano?
Yeah.
Soon.
Tomorrow.
Okay.
He's going to join the Earthquakes.
No, I heard the Timbers admit like a very competitive
Columbus
offer.
Crew, actually.
The Revolution.
Nope, sorry about it.
Chicago Fire, baby.
Nope, they
Yeah.
stink.
Whoa, we just got Shaqiri.
Yeah, Shaqiri's. good.
Oh,
Listen, Shaqiri's hips don't lie. I get it. But when Cristiano Ronaldo's playing for the fucking Columbus Crew, everybody needs to buy Dahn to Columbus.
can't handle the
Ohio.
heat. Stay out of the kitchen. The fire's here.
Kraft is backing
What
it up
about
for
Miami
Ronaldo.
Wave?
Oh yeah, the Revs just got Jose Altidore.
How about
What?
that?
Yeah,
What?
the Revs
How
are very
about that?
good.
He's basically, the greatest player in the history of the United States.
Still playing.
Easy,
way.
dude.
I will say,
Yeah.
Jose Altidore has a lot of caps. Okay?
does have
That's
a lot of
right.
caps.
A lot of
He
caps.
does.
Hell
Career
of a player.
appearances. What, you guys signing Beasley too to the squad? Old
Yeah,
school throwback. He
fucking
can still-
bringing Mike Bradley back down.
Kobe
Bro,
Jones, dude.
bring Lexi Lawless out of the fucking
Yeah,
booth.
man.
Man, we're bringing out Tony
Fucking
Mioli
Brad
before we
Guzman.
bring out.
Listen, if you guys bring out Tony Miola,
Yeah.
I will buy a Revs jersey.
Okay.
They need a throwback squad.
They do. Freddie, you do.
Oh,
Bring him
I don't know
out
if
from
he
the
actually
woodwork.
ever.
Yeah, he played for the national team a couple times.
Who's that?
Jeff Cameron.
Well, he's 85 now, so I don't know.
Who, Freddie, you do?
Yeah.
No, he's not.
I might have been one of the first people to play against Freddie Adu.
He was 47
Winalda.
when he was playing against.
Bring back Winalda.
I want Ronaldo. You guys can take him in the Columbus Crew.
No. We got Freddie Adu.
I
You
think
got
he's
one.
banned from the MLS when he got canned from that coaching gig.
What'd he do?
What are you talking about?
Well, I can't remember. It wasn't very good though.
What was it?
Ronaldo.
What did he do?
Gumpson too dialed into world affairs. He does remember all the soccer stuff. Let's go to some phone calls.
There wasn't some interesting news from old Gates there.
Oh,
William?
all
Did we
right.
talk about that?
Bill.
Probably
Bill.
the first ones to say something like that. Huh?
Bill.
There's
Just
bigger
made the
fish to
list.
fry right now in the world news.
Well, it seems like maybe one fish is, is trying to maybe cover up another fish.
Yeah.
If we're talking about a full fish fry right now, which I
Red
believe
fish,
you are.
blue
Oh, yeah, we are.
One fish, two fish. Yeah. Which fish, who fish? Whichever one's louder, fish.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you catch the drift.
Don't.
I mean, I don't really know what's going on.
Normally, I'm pretty undoubted.
All
right
I'm
now.
saying is there seems to be a very large thing popping off. Which,
Huge.
In the history of the world, anytime something like that happens, there's something else, right?
Oh, I know,
Brewing.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that kind of like,
Sleight of hand, if you will.
yeah.
Hey, look over here. Boom! Give me Ukraine.
Whoa.
That's just what I. That's what I'm saying is going on. I don't like it, but that's what's happening. Sorry.
We don't need
We
to
don't
get
know.
into geopolitics.
Not on this program. This is 2022 season. This program doesn't need that.
Guys in New York for 2 days.
But with that being
Peace
said,
on earth, goddammit.
with that being said, we will continue to try to be the Stooges on whatever screens you watch us on throughout whatever's going on in the world, which seems to be very real at the moment. I saw a nuclear submarine outside of the hotel I was staying at.
How sweet was that?
Alarming, but definitely pretty cool. And then I posted about it and actually said captain of I don't know if it was the exact one I saw, but another one was in my comments mentioning, you did read that right. That is a nuclear submarine called the SSN something, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, why is it out there? Well, it's Hawaii, it's military, they're all training. But then you start hearing other stuff. It's like, what is going on?
Was it the SS Wyoming?
No, but I've seen a lot of people wearing the Yellowstone shit in travel. I thought of you a lot. I saw full Tecovas.
Well, those are full marks. Those ain't the real fans.
I was about to say, I actually saw a bunch of yous.
Yeah, I told you, those are your people.
I thought of you. We were walking through the airport, and there was this one crew. They all had the Y on, they all had their hats on, and they all clearly had brand new Tecovas. I mean, they're all brand new with light jeans on. I'm like, oh, all these guys, they just got into the Yellowstone thing. And it was, I saw 10 of you walking through.
Mine are worn in.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, well, they weren't there.
I got receipts.
Were you rubbing them in the sand on the beach?
Did wear them down there.
Hey, I wear my cowboy boots like every Friday basically now at this point for SmackDown.
Yeah.
Are they comfy on you?
Oh, yeah.
Good shoe.
Broken in.
I have a fat foot, so I finally found the boot that's right for me. You got to get the double B or D or
The no tread does confuse me on the bottom.
Yeah, what are we working? We sliding? We working?
How's the ankle support?
Pretty good.
Mine's good, yeah. I got the Caymans wrapped around there, you know what I mean?
No big deal. You don't know boots if you don't know Caymans.
Correct.
Somebody that says there's bad boots, or motherfuckers don't know boots. Exactly. What I was told by Jim James.
Jim James?
Jimmy, what was his name? He was at that.
I thought it was Big Willie.
No, it might have been.
I thought it was.
I just remember his belt buckle, sorry.
Yeah, he had sold 1 million. Yeah. So he had a rodeo belt buckle.
Was it Jim?
I think it was like Jim James or something like that.
That's a good name.
That was like Bobby Boots or something like that.
It was something like
Yeah,
that.
it was.
Could have been Bobby Boots.
Which was probably fake, by the way, now that I think about it, because this guy's just a salesman. He's actually showing us on his hip.
Yeah.
I will say anything to sell some shit here. And he did. But he put my Cayman Crocs over. And I wear them every Friday. I love them. But those boys that were wearing that Yellowstone thing in the airport reminded me of Old Tone Diggs. Look at the chameleons here.
Hell yeah.
These guys are all Kevin Costner.
Well, I don't have to wear like the show gear. I mean, I am.
You did there for a couple days.
Oh, yeah.
And you looked awesome. Remember,
Thank you.
everybody was complimenting you.
Yeah, said to wear it more often.
2022
Maybe.
season of the show, you think more or less of you being a cowboy?
I'm excited to see what I turn into this year.
I think
We
you
don't
go
know what
more.
shows are coming out.
Exactly.
We don't know what shows are coming out. Isn't there some Lord of the...
Oh, yeah. Lord of the Rings.
Oh, This dude might become a wizard, right? Isn't that what Lord of the Rings is?
Never
Yeah,
wizards.
yeah. Jack Reacher, Tony, you should
Well,
do
that-
that. You should put on like 75 pounds
That
of
guy's
muscle.
awesome.
Yeah. Yoked.
All right, let's get out of here, dude. We'll be back tomorrow. Show will stink, obviously.
it'll be
Look forward to that. There is hopefully news that'll happen out of some insider that doesn't break his legs skiing today.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
We hope Ian's okay.
Well, yeah, I just hope he survives the blackout that he's going to have après ski.
People have offered me a beer, and I said, no, I got to do the Pat McAfee show. Not that my 2 young children are right in front of me. I would love to get absolutely boozed out of my mind with you, but I have to speak on a telephone real quick. Now he's just...
Oh, yeah. What?
Another one.
This is not working, Jude. That's his kid's name. Hey, hey, Jude, this is how you do it. Go shake that kid's hand and say, you won't get drunk together, and then you'll know all their information. That's the business.
I hope Jude knows how to drive because his father ain't.
I believe
Probably staying on,
Probably
on
he's probably
property.
On resort.
He's in a ski out for sure.
Yeah,
That's true.
Mrs. Rap Sheet'll drive.
that's what I'm saying. Mrs. Rap Sheet's a
She
hero.
probably drives anyway.
Aaron did a lot of thanking of a lot of ladies. We would obviously I'd like to thank all of our significant others for all their support, but also I think Mrs. Rapsheet.
Yeah, Mrs. Rapsheet.
She should really, for this show, 'cause
For sure.
Rapboard is not a human being, it seems like.
No.
She has to hold it all together.
Yeah.
So we appreciate what she does so he could do for the NFL.
Yes.
Thank
Gotta
you,
be
Mrs.
thankful.
Rapsheet.
Thank you.
Gotta be thankful,
Absolutely. Gotta be.
Gotta be.
Have to be.
especially for significant others.
That's right.
And
thankful
mothers.
or gracious.
And mothers.
Thank you, Mrs. Sheet.
And everybody, basically.
And everybody.
All right, hashtag PMS Live 2022 at Cash App, at your cash tag. Say something nice to somebody. Give away $17,000. Announcement of the season end wrap up. Cash App giveaway tomorrow alongside this one. We will see you tomorrow. Big guests, big
Huge.
conversation.
Huge.
Can't wait for it. Cheers. See you then.